Friday, the Nats grabbed an early 3-run lead and allowed only 4 hits to secure the opener. Yesterday, the Reds scratched out a run and hurled a 4-hitter of their own to even the series. Today, Doug Fister and Matt Latos. It's the rubber match from Cincinnati. Rain in Cincinnati late last night's been kind of off and on this morning. Tarp on the field. The game will definitely be delayed. We hope not for long. And we'll wait things out here at Great American Ballpark. The Nats eager to play, get on to Miami. They'd like to make it a 4-2 road trip as they take on the Reds today. Cincinnati got a badly needed win behind Johnny Cueto. Racing presidents are here, so at least a little taste of home on the road. Bob and FP, welcome to the ballpark. Now, Doug Fister's set to go today. It's going to be a while before he and Matt Latos can get ready, but he has been fantastic for the Nats and actually got his first win of the year against these Reds.
Yeah, he's been fantastic wherever he pitches. Hitters ballpark, pitchers ballpark. Since the beginning of last year, Doug Fister 10-2 with a 2.38 ERA against the National League. And you remember his last start against the Reds on May 20th. He went 7 innings, gave up 6 hits, 2 runs, 5 strikeouts. The Nats would win that game 9-3, but a good hitting lineup at that time at full strength. Doug Fister kept them at bay. Then we move on to Pittsburgh on May 25th. 5 1/3, 1 run, 4K, no walk effort. 5-2 win against the Pirates on that day game, getaway day game.
Next up, the Rangers and Phillies at Nationals Park. 6 innings, 2 runs against Texas, and then 7 innings, 2 earned runs against the Phillies. And in fact, the game where he went back to his first base roots and made a nice play.
Yeah, and thank goodness he came out of that okay. Then you move on to San Francisco. 7 shutout innings against the Giants in a 2-1 win. He struck out 3 Giants in that one. That was a gem. And how about this one? This is the one that, in my mind, reversed the curse against the Braves. 8 shutout innings, a 3-0 win. And when the Nats needed one the most, they turned to Doug Fister.
And then a couple of good hitting teams at home against the Rockies. 3 runs in 7 innings. And then he would follow that up with 7 more innings at Baltimore in a bandbox of a ballpark against a great hitting team. So in those 2 starts, 14 innings and 5 runs. And then, of course, most recently on the road in Colorado on Monday.
This is your life, Doug Fister, as a Washington National. The last start, 5 2/3 at Colorado. 5 2/3 gutty innings. Didn't have his great stuff, but got it done as he usually does.
So you've just seen the entire 2014 season on the mound and at first base for Doug Fister, who's brought a really interesting dynamic to this pitching staff. Working fast, and the guys play great defense behind him.
That's what we see, but it's the 4 days between starts that Doug Fister's probably had the most influence on this staff. A guy that has a tremendous work ethic, rubbing off on the rest of the staff. So Doug Fister's been a great influence off the field. He's been a great pitcher on.
Matt Latos, for the Padres originally, tough on the Nats. Traded to the Reds, tough on the Nats. He's been very, very durable in his career, but he had some problems. He's had a variety of ailments this year that have kept him from making his usual number of starts.
Not the power guy that he used to be. His fastball only averaging 90 miles an hour nowadays. He used to be a mid-90s guy. He relies more on deception. We'll talk about his delivery during the game, but another test for the Nats hitters and another good Reds pitcher.
It's interesting. These 5 games against the Reds, 4 of them have been very close. The only kind of blowout game was that Doug Fister went over the Reds in Washington. And so in all these close games, if you've got the lead after 7 or 8, you don't have much chance against Soriano or Chapman, depending on which side's ahead.
Yeah, both lockdown closers. We saw Aroldis Chapman yesterday with a 100-plus fastball. So, yeah, we saw a lot of little things determine the game yesterday. That's what playoff baseball is like, and the Reds hoping to get to the playoffs. So are the Nats, but it was a fantastic game here yesterday, and I think the rubber match today is going to be decided on the little things as well. Got to run the bases better today if you're the Nats.
Hear that music? That's what it sounds like in your head when you're trying to get a hit in the 9th inning against these kind of guys. Soriano's been great. Only 3 blown saves all year. Chapman only has 2. Who's got the lead after 8 today? brought to you by our Washington BMW centers. Well, the grass is a little bit wet. Field looks great, though. Grounds crew had it covered. They actually worked on it about an hour ago, got it ready for the ball game pretty much, and then put the tarp back on. So the pitchers are working. We don't expect a long delay here for Game 3 of this 3-game series. Here are some game notes for you. Today's another rubber game, and the Nats have won 8 of their first 10 this year. They've only lost 2 series of their last 15 with 11 wins and 2 splits. And since the 1st of June, first in earned run average, fielding percentage, and by the way, the Nats now 60 errors on the year. That's the 5th fewest in the National League, and they're 4th in runs per game. So the Reds lead the season series 3-2, but as we mentioned, a lot of the games have been close. Only the Doug Fister win over the Reds 9-3 back on May 20th. Kind of the only lopsided game in the whole season series. We've got more from the Great American Ballpark in Cincinnati. It's been an interesting and exciting weekend. Here at Great American Ballpark in Cincinnati. It's a special day for baseball every year. The last Sunday in July is Cooperstown Hall of Fame weekend. And this year's class, just unbelievable. The talent, not only between the lines, but in the dugouts going in. Obviously a big-time Atlanta flavor with Greg Maddux and Tom Glavine going in. Frank Thomas, more on him in a moment. Bobby Cox, Tony La Russa, and Joe Torre. They all kind of locked horns with each other at various times over the years. FP, hard to find a better class any time than the one that goes in today.
Oh, yeah, I'm starting to feel old. Those are all guys I played against, and manager Bobby Cox, Tony La Russa, Joe Torre, 3 of the best, in my opinion, that ever managed the game. We're talking about Greg Maddux, Tom Glavine, and Frank Thomas. Just a tremendous class. It's the first class that I feel like I had something to do with, especially with Glavine and Maddox never getting a hit.
Frank Thomas. There's a Rizzo Nationals connection to this, Dan Coco.
There is, Bob Carpenter. Mike Rizzo, the now Nats GM, was once an area scout with the Chicago White Sox. He scouted Frank Thomas, who played at Auburn. He played football. He was also a first baseman as well. And Rizzo was a big part of Thomas getting drafted by the White Sox 7th overall in that '89 draft. He also negotiated the contract that got Thomas signed. So this is a proud day, not only for the Thomas family and everyone a part of the White Sox organization, but also for Mike Rizzo as well. I also talked to Mike Rizzo not only about Thomas earlier today, but also about his manager here with the Nationals, Matt Williams, who is a little over 100 games into his managerial tenure. We talked about what type of job he thinks Williams has done so far this year.
When you look at the trials and tribulations of this ball club early on and through the first 100 games, I think he's done a great job. Here's a guy who kept the morale and attitude of a team that was without key players throughout the first 100 games, and really has excelled. He's done a miraculous job with the bullpen, handling that. That's a testament to his baseball IQ and to the communication that he has with those guys. He's got a roll system out there in the bullpen, and guys got comfortable in it, fairly quickly. He's a guy. Matt's a guy learning on the fly. But to me, what separates him and what's really the moniker of his first 100 days is his leadership and his communication skills are unsurpassed. He's been outstanding in that, and a guy that, like I said, has been through a lot of things in his first 100 days. Has really come through it unscathed, and I think the experience has been great for him. And I feel that he's only going to continue to get better and better at it.
Matt Williams, a first-year manager. There are also a couple other first-year managers around Major League Baseball this year. Matt Williams second among first-year skippers in terms of overall wins. You see him there behind only Brad Ausmus. Now, Williams has his team atop the National League East. He has them with the second best record in the NL, and he'll look for another win today. First pitch probably about 10 minutes away. Stay with us on Mass.
baseball. So it'll be a delay of 20 minutes or so. Things looking good. Sky's clearing up. I think it's about to become a sauna, though, here in Cincinnati. So for now, 81 degrees, humidity high. This is our train game temperature, and we invite you to visit trainsearch.com. Find your local train comfort specialist dealer, because you know it's hard to stop a train. Really hard. Nats lineup. They're 6th in the league in runs, 7th in homers, 7th in runs. And Adam LaRoche has done some career damage against Matt Latos with a home run, 3 RBIs, and 4 bases on balls. He's 2 for 8 with a run batted in and a walk in this series. Denny Espinosa, 7th at second. Jose Lobaton gives Wilson Ramos the day off after a late afternoon game yesterday. So the Nats face Matt Latos, who's 3-1 career against the Nats in 6 starts with San Diego and Cincinnati.
Yeah, straight over the top 4-seam fastball that averages 90. Latos early in his career, a guy that threw in the mid-90s, but he's got a little deception to his delivery. Breaking balls, a slider in the curve, and the changeup goes 80. You see the season numbers on Matt Latos. 8th start of the year. Good ERA. 26 strikeouts, just 7 walks. Last start, July 21st at Milwaukee, took the 5-2 loss, gave up 8 hits and 5 runs over 7 innings, struck out 3 Brewers through 104 pitches, 73 of those for strikes. Here's the defense for the Reds today. Lutz, Hamilton, Bruce, the outfield. Sounds like a law firm. Santiago Frazier left side, Schumacher, Hanahan right side, and Devin Mesoraco behind the plate.
And in center field, Billy Hamilton. In this series, 1 for 7. A stolen base and a caught stealing. The Nats have controlled him pretty well. So good job by the pitching staff so far. Johnny Cueto was just untouchable yesterday. So here we go against Matt Latos. Toby Basner, the junior member of the umpiring quartet, has the plate. Over at third is the crew chief, Jeff Nelson. Mark Carlson, second base. Laz Diaz at first. Another footnote on Matt Latos. He started the season on the DL. He had right elbow surgery last October. Then he had surgery on his left knee in February that he hurt during a workout in spring training. So this guy has been nothing but durable. He's made at least 31 starts each of the last 4 years, including 33 and 32 for the Reds, and just number 8 this year. So here we go with Denard Span coming in. And Denard's had a fine series with an RBI and 5 hits and 9 at-bats.
You want your random stat of the day?
I'm ready.
Latos has gone 15-2 in day games since 2012. That's the best record in the majors over that span.
Seems to me I remember a Sunday afternoon in Washington years ago for San Diego when he shut down the Nats. And evidently tough to see. He's a big guy, 6'6", 244. First pitch to Span. Third baseman creeps in. It's a high strike. We're underway at 126. So officially a 16-minute rain delay. Not bad.
I mean, he is so far on the first base side of the mound. Look at that. He's standing right even with Denard Span.
So when Mesoraco goes to that outside part of the plate, he really creates an angle to that corner.
He's kind of a crossfire guy. Steps toward the first baseline, throws back toward the third baseline. But the deception I was talking about earlier is in the delivery. Watch him hide the ball behind his back leg in the middle of his windup. So if you're hitting, the ball kind of comes out of nowhere, because right there is the deception.
Span, a big swing on a breaking ball.
You see how he hides it right? Kind of behind his body, and then it just comes out of nowhere and jumps on you. We talked a couple days ago about the long arm guys. He's a long arm guy, but you can't see it. There is deception.
And Span late. Foul tip. Devin Mesoraco was trying to massage that ball a little bit to see if it might come back fair.
Well, give you an idea maybe how that dirt is in front of home plate after all the rain last night. The rain here early this morning. There's a delivery again from Latos, and Denard Span just chopping that right in the dirt, and the ball goes nowhere.
Denard, by the way, has never faced this right-hander. Most of the Nats have. He's hitting .289, Just a couple of clicks below the highest batting average with which he's taken the field this year. And Latos with 81 strikes out Denard Span. Not easy to do to a good contact man.
See if this gives you an idea what Denard's seeing, or any of the Nats hitters today. Way over on the right side, and then the arm just kind of hit by his body and then comes out of nowhere. So if you haven't faced him very much, you go up there and try to find that window, that release point first at bat.
Next up is Anthony Rendon. 2 for 7, 2 walks this weekend with a run batted in. And he's never faced Latos before, and that's a fastball to the inside half at 95. Reds pitching staff, 3.50 ERA, 7th in the league. And they start today 6 games back of Milwaukee. Braves won last night. Nats are a game and a half up on them. And right now, he's got the umpire hunting strikes early.
Is that it? 90? 90's it? 90's it?
That's Jason Worth's voice you hear asking Rick Shue about the velocity from Matt Latos. He's on the end deck circle right next to our mics.
Rendon, a good check right there.
All the prep work you do before you go up there. And Jason asking Rick Shue, 90 is 90 it, meaning, hey, I used to face this guy and he threw 95, so is that what we're dealing with today? Good stuff. I wish we could mic up everybody.
He threw one fastball to Rendon at 95 on the first pitch. Here's a 1-2. And Anthony able to lay off again. Counts back even. Nationals still have a plus 500 road record at 26-25. 13-16 against the Central. Now he's worked the count full. Target outside edge. And Latos misses low and inside. Anthony Rendon's 34th walk of the year, one of his best ABs recently.
Well, Jason's still talking to Rick Shue, trying to get a game plan for this at bat right here. As you look at the 3-2 pitch to Anthony Rendon, he's trying to fill up that head with information before he steps in the batter's box. Come in with a decent game plan. Good at bat by Anthony Rendon. As a hitter, you always like to see a lot of pitches your first time up against a guy, so there's no mystery in at bat number 2.
And the Nats have seen 11 pitches from that dugout so far and the on deck circle. Jason Worth is 1 for 10 career with a pair of walks against Latos with an RBI. And Anthony Rendon on the move, and he steals it easily on a pitch in the dirt that got away from Mesoraco. And Anthony Rendon continues with a great percentage. That's 10 for 11.
Well, it didn't matter if Mesoraco caught this or not. Rendon with a great jump. Latos very deliberate to the plate, and that bag was stolen off Latos. It looks like he's quick right there, but he took his time, and Rendon had a great jump. And you were wondering how the base running yesterday would affect today. And folks, they're still going.
Worth to short. Ball in front of Rendon, and he's out at third with Ramon Santiago just to his right.
And folks, they're still going. Not a good read by Anthony Rendon. Ball hit to his left. I think he's thinking that's going through for a base hit, and he's going to score. But the theme of this series has been base running on both sides, and it continues here in the top of the first.
Yeah, you expect a slugging weekend when you come to Cincinnati, but this series, in fact, yesterday's ball game possibly decided by careless base running. And then an aggressive play in which the Nats had a man thrown out.
Opportunistically aggressive. is one thing, and I think you have to be that way and fearless on the bases to be a good baseball player at this level. Aimlessly aggressive, that's going to get you in trouble every time at the highest level, because you're playing against the best defenders in the world and they can play catch, and you're going to run into outs.
And LaRoche will hit one out to center. Hamilton over to grab it. Nats going to walk Castillo, lose another runner on the bases. In the league in batting, 13th in runs, but of course Joey Votto and Brandon Phillips both out of the lineup now for extended periods of time. They're 6th in home runs, and Devin Mesoraco hitting behind Todd Frazier and Jay Bruce. Those are the three guys that have to produce for this ball club. So he's tied for first with catcher home runs, 16 for Mesoraco, who's driven in 46. Doug Fister, one start against them in Washington back in May. It went well.
Yeah, last start against Colorado, July 21st, here in the 7-2 win. If you missed the open, we chronicled Doug Fister's season as a Washington National and how well he's done since the beginning of last year. 10-2 record against the National League with a 2.38 ERA. That's the best record since the beginning of last year.
He gets a strike to Billy Hamilton. And then the 87 in there. Hamilton in that game 0 for 3 against Fister. Did not try to bunt any one of those 3 at bats. He struck out, flied out to center field twice. And then Doug will move him off the plate with a fastball up.
Well, that's what he does. He tries to get you looking down in the zone with that two-seam fastball, and then he'll pop one letter high with 2 strikes. He'll elevate late to get you to try to chase. When we talk about his last start, I think it was his best start of the year. And you say, well, yeah, there's some obvious ones. Why was it his best start? Well, 5 2/3 in Colorado. Didn't have his good stuff. It was a gutty performance, and that's exactly why Mike Rizzo went out and got this guy.
2-2. Got in on his hands, and Danny Espinosa at second base today. Sidearm throw. Grabbed by LaRoche.
Well, you just saw Danny at second base today. That's a change. Lobaton behind the plate. Rendon moves over to third base. It's almost like a Rubik's Cube lately with trying to figure out the infield defense, rotating second base in Walter's first game of the series. Kevin Franzen yesterday, and now Danny Espinosa today, and Lobaton in for Ramos.
A lot of possibilities at second base with 2 switch hitters and a right-hander in Franzen. Strike 1 to Skip Schumacher in this series with a walk 0 for 6.
The thing I'm taking from that, Matt Williams has said, Anthony Rendon, you're my third baseman, and we'll figure out who's playing second.
Yeah, because Walters could play third, Franzen can play third, but it's been Anthony over there all weekend.
Matt Williams could play third.
He could. Got him. Little swing back action on the fastball. Schumacher gave up on it. Doug Fister's 50th strikeout of the year.
Well, don't blink. You might miss a pitch. And that's a nice front hipper right there. Started it right at Schumacher and froze him. Everybody talk about how the cutter is the new weapon in baseball for pitchers. I feel like the front hip sinker, if you can execute it to lefties, is as deadly a pitch as you can have in your arsenal. The guy that's going into the Hall of Fame today, Greg Maddux, perfected it.
Oh, yeah. Todd Frazier, like Schumacher, and Bruce behind him. 0 for 6 in the series with a walk. Lobaton wanted that ball inside edge, but he had to reach over for what was still a strike. And that ball up a bit and away on the off speed. And Todd Frazier, first base hit in this series. It'll bring in Jay Bruce.
That's got to feel good for Todd Frazier. Struggled mightily out of the All-Star break. Goes the other way with a single to right. And he's their best player. He's got to have a good second half with the injuries to Votto and Phillips for them to contend.
Yeah, there's no way this guy's a .218 hitter. Career .257. And Jay Bruce, not with the Reds when they were in D.C., so he didn't face Doug Fister. That was a good changeup, had him well out in front.
First time Maddux threw me that front hip sinker, first time I faced him. With 2 strikes, I actually made a sound because I thought it was going to hit me. I went, and it was strike 3 looking. That's how much it broke late after it was looking like it was going to hit you right in the thigh.
And a high drive that'll leave foul.
And I can't tell you how many teammates of mine that were left-handed facing Greg Maddux would argue that strike 3 call, stand up at home plate and say that wasn't a strike, that ball's in, and then they go back in the video and look at it and say, how did he do that? Are you kidding me? That was a strike, after they sat there and argued with the home plate umpire.
Yeah.
He had my vote for the Hall of Fame the first day I faced him.
Another changeup. And Adam LaRoche takes that. So Fister changing speeds effectively on a left-handed power hitter. Each team has stranded a runner. No score early. Espinosa. Hall of Fame weekend. It's a wonderful weekend all around baseball, even if you're not in Cooperstown. So on behalf of Major League Baseball, we salute all of Cooperstown, New York, on its Hall of Fame weekend. Congrats to this year's award winners, to the National Baseball Hall of Fame inductees and their families. And everybody's wearing a patch today celebrating the 75th anniversary. And there's the Hall of Fame logo right in the middle. So this has been a big year to look back on the wonderful life of Lou Gehrig and the first class to be inducted into the Hall of Fame. And if you're a baseball fan and you've never gone, you've got to go to Cooperstown sometime.
It's unbelievable.
It was funny, the first time I went, I'd never considered myself that nostalgic. And I got into the gift shop and started buying everything in sight. You know, you just want to take Cooperstown home with you. It's an amazing place, not just the museum, but the whole town on a weekend like this. Ian Desmond, 4 hits, a walk career against Matt Latos, who gets that outside corner.
Well, I love the T-shirt that you have from Cooperstown, the one that says, I went to the Hall of Fame and all I got was this lousy T-shirt. I mean, you wear it every day.
And if you go once, you start looking to your return trip as soon as you get back home.
It's a beautiful little town. I don't think people realize they haven't been there. It's right on the lake and the main street. I don't want to get too preachy, but being in Cincinnati, I still think Pete Rose should be in the Hall of Fame. And I saw today that he's 73 years old. I think it's time.
1-1 to Desmond. And he drops that breaking ball in there. Ian Desmond in this series has a walk, but he's 0 for 8. And with this strike zone, you might as well set up away. Mesoraco was set up off the plate. And the count's 2-2, but it's been a very pitcher-friendly wide zone by young umpire Toby Basner so far. Target in. We'll see if the Nats get another base runner.
Well, Carp, you made the point early about him being way over there and trying to get to that side of the plate. And right now, he's not getting to that side of the plate effectively. You saw those 2 pitches to Rendon where he walked him on the inner half. He hasn't commanded that yet.
So he's working the outside corner pretty well. Ian Desmond had a good swing at that one. Lato's career, 57 and 42. It's his 145th start. His 7th career against the Nationals. He was acquired by the Reds back in 11 for Yonder Alonso, Yasmani Grandal, and Edinson Volquez, 3 players who've had regular playing and pitching time for the Padres over the last 3 years. And another right-handed pitcher, Brad Boxberger, a minor leaguer. Three-two pitch. And Desmond able to get a piece of it. Pretty good battle here. 9th pitch coming. And from up and in, down and in to pretty far away.
Trying to come in, see if he can get in there. He did.
Yeah. He has struck out each leadoff man today.
Well, watch where his body goes. So he's kind of on that side, but then throwing back, not across his body, but kind of a weird angle for the delivery. And Mesoraco caught that funny. I think it hurt him.
Here's Bryce Harper in the series, on base 4 times with a single and 3 walks. 0 for 3 against Lato's career. That curveball has been wicked.
And check out the stance today from Bryce Harper. He's going big leg kick to go with the hands down low. I remember when Jason Worth was first to National in 2011. He did this. It was a new day, a new stance for Jason. He was trying to figure things out early in his Nats career. You remember that?
Yeah.
And right now, Bryce Harper's doing the same thing. He's got the hands down low and the big leg kick. And as a former hitting coach, I'd always be worried about guys that change too much, because you get so far away from your base stance, your number one stance, your A stance, that sometimes you have trouble getting back to it when you tinker so much.
And Harper to center. Waiting is Hamilton. 2 outs. That'll bring in Danny Espinosa.
If you're wondering why guys do change stances, you go in the cage, you tinker with something, or you go to BP and you tinker with something, you try this, and it feels really good.
Yeah.
Like, wow, the ball's really jumping off my bat. I'm free and easy. This is the feel I'm looking for. And guys that are field guys like Bryce are going to try stuff until it works. It's human nature, especially at this level. But a lot of times what happens in the cage or in batting practice doesn't translate to the game. And that's where you can really get into a rut as a hitter, by trying to change too much and not trusting your God-given ability to put barrel on baseball. That's the key in all this. It doesn't matter how you stand or what stance you have up there. You have to trust yourself and have confidence that you can hit.
Danny Espinosa, first at bat of this series. He came in for defense in the ball game Friday night. Never got an AB. He went 3 for 10 in the series at Colorado. I was watching the first baseman on the first 2 pitches. Jack Anaheim was kind of jockeying and sneaking his way in, looking over at his dugout in case there was a bunt by Espinosa. So the Reds are aware that Danny's done that. Now the count's 0-2. Everybody's back with 2 outs. Target in. And this inning is over in a hurry. Matt Lato strikes out Desmond and Espinosa. Harper flies out in between. No score in a city with great baseball tradition.
stat for you. The last 2 days mark just the 4th time in the 12-year history of this ballpark, the Great American Ballpark, that there were 2 straight homerless contests here. Even crazier, there have never been 3 straight games played here that have been without a home run. I mentioned this earlier today to pitching coach Steve McCaddy, who thought I was crazy for bringing this up before the game because I was going to jinx his pitchers. I told him, Cat, I'm jinxing their pitchers too. He wasn't having any of it. He walked away, guys.
Well, the only thing he could have done better was done it when the Nats were hitting. Well, we said in Game 1 that this would be a pitcher's series, and the matchups were fantastic, and it's lived up to the billing, especially yesterday.
Doug Fister came running in case that ball came back fair after Mesoraco's bat was broken. Last night was the 78th 1-0 game in the history of this ballpark. Obviously something that doesn't happen very often. And Gio was outstanding, pitched well enough to win. A run on 4 hits, 2 walks, 8 Ks in 7 innings with a double play ball, 2 pickoffs, 95 pitches, 60 strikes. It's got to bolster his confidence. He will be doing his in-between work while we go to his hometown of Miami, and he'll pitch Thursday night. Devin Mesoraco 1 for 3, hit by a pitch, an RBI in this series, and he faces Doug Fister for the first time. Upstairs with a slider, 81, late reaction, couldn't get to it.
Well,
Gio last night.
Yeah, excuse me. Gio was great yesterday afternoon, late early evening, kind of in between lunch and dinner, the 4 o'clock start. As good as we've seen him. The only problem was that Johnny Cueto was just a little bit better. Johnny got that 1-0 lead and turned it up a notch, but Gio is crisp in the strike zone, the changeup curve combination, and just couldn't get any support from the offense due to the fact he was going up against the Reds ace, and the Nats gave the Reds a few outs on the bases.
And if Major League Baseball is concerned about a lack of offense, throw away 4 o'clock games in the afternoon. It's all for the pitchers about that time. Ball's pretty well hit to left. Harper checks the track in the wall, and Bryce back to get it off the back of Jack Hanahan. That was his first at bat of the year. He's been totally injured, came back today, and he's in the lineup playing first base, hit the ball pretty well. So the Nats starters, as we go inside the numbers with Jeep, their win totals and their ERA. And who would have thought the 3 on the right would be behind the 2 on the left after Tanner came in the so-called number 5 guy, and Fister didn't even pitch for the first 5 weeks.
Yeah, it's pretty amazing. It's pretty amazing that the stuff guys have higher ERAs than the guys that pitch. I mean, they all pitch.
Yeah.
But you know what I'm saying.
We know what you're saying.
Tanner
Guys who don't blow people away.
Yeah.
There's Donald Lutz, the left fielder. He gets his first start of this series. Lutz is from Watertown, New York. He hit .241 in 58 at bats for the Reds last year. And he was a AA, AAA guy. Pensacola and Louisville this year hit a combined .284.
Backswing just nicked Jose Lobaton on the helmet. You see how he's wearing his helmet forwards?
Yeah.
A lot of old school guys wear the helmet backwards, but he's got it on the right way, and watch the backswing just nick him on the top of the helmet.
Yeah, after the ball got him too, evidently.
That's a rough pitch.
Donald Lutz 5 for 24 in 13 games this year. And a 1-2 change up and a good job of laying off. In the I can't believe he did it department, Donald Lutz this year at Jacksonville, April 21st, hit for the cycle. The 3rd time he did it as a minor league hitter. Two-two pitch.
So that means he had a double Lutz and a triple Lutz in that game. Sorry, I just couldn't wait to say that.
I don't know if he can skate. Being from Watertown, New York, maybe. We have never had a figure skating reference on Masson until today. Here's a 3-2. Off speed. Doug really throwing the off speed stuff effectively today.
Did you say the I can't believe he did it department? Where is that department located? Is it right by HR?
It's in my mind somewhere.
All right.
It's in the dark corner back there. It's right around the corner from the useless information office, which is pretty big, actually.
Yep.
A couple of desks in there. And then Pfister will lose him. A rare walk by Doug. Only his 11th walk of the year.
Well, you said the other day that Clayton Kershaw was at the top of every National League pitching statistic, but there's one.
There's one where he's not.
Where he's not. There it is.
Good call.
Guy on the mound is fewest walks per 9 innings pitched this season.
And of course, Jordan Zimmerman, who will pitch in Miami. That'll be tomorrow night. Jordan against Nathan Eovaldi. Strasburg and Roark will follow him in that series at Marlins Park. Ramon Santiago, switch hitting shortstop. 1 for 3 this weekend. 200 from the left side. And from his American League days, he's 2 for 10 against Doug Pfister. A lot of years with the Tigers and Seattle. Some high sliders, and Nissan will show you a strike. Just a little break right at the end. And the 0-2 skied out to center. Denard Span just a little bit into his left. And both pitchers in command. Serious pitching this weekend in a hitter's ballpark. Five years ago, can it be? Josh Willingham, a grand slam in Milwaukee. Wait a minute. The hammer from Alabama wasn't done. He hit another one. Even Adam Dunn was impressed.
I mean, is that from the department you were just talking about?
I can't believe he did it.
I think it is.
Well, I saw it, so I did believe it. But that was some day by the hammer, who is still swinging it up in Minnesota. Well, let's have a look at our moment coming up later in the game. It'll be brought to you by Miller Lite, and we will bring you our Miller Lite moment later today. And hopefully it's not a pitcher. I mean, these hitters are really been stymied by what's going on the mound right now by both ball clubs.
Well, they've been good pitchers. I mean, that's what we build this series as, a battle of three great pitching matchups, and it hasn't disappointed. So even though you're in a hitter's ballpark, when you have guys that have good stuff like we've seen for 2 games here, plus That's going to happen.
I just hate the way Doug Fister is so tight and wound up on his days off. Won't talk to anybody. I mean, on his pitching days, won't talk to anybody. Won't smile.
Oh, you're being sarcastic.
Exactly.
Of course, he is.
Amazing. He's just talking to Rick Shue there about what he's going to do after Lobaton leads off here in the third.
Well, he takes hitting seriously.
You just love to see the guys who play with energy, personality. And Lobaton, first pitch swinging, fouls it. No balls, one strike. Out of play, left side. I remember when I was a kid, our coach said, you guys walk up to the plate like you're going to the electric chair. You're supposed to be enjoying yourselves. It's fun. It's a game. Go out there and walk up, make the pitcher think you can't wait to get in there. I said, you guys are sauntering up there like it's the end of the world.
Well, that's one school of thought. I had fun after the game when I got 2 hits. I could never have fun until the results were there, and I did what I set out to do on that certain day. Fun's winning, and fun's getting a couple hits.
Target in for Lobaton, 0-2. Fastball sails way upstairs. 31 pitches, 20 strikes, first 2 innings for Latos. Fister, 30 and 23 strikes. They're both dealing here on a cloudy day in Cincinnati. And a 1-2 pitch. Off speed, got him by plenty. 4 Ks out of the first 8 batters.
Well, you never know. When the Nats win, everyone wins all season long. When the Nats win and score 7 or more runs, you get 50% off regular menu prices at papajohns.com by entering promo code NATS50. Better ingredients, better pizza. Papa John's, official pizza of your Washington Nationals.
Yeah, twice in Colorado. Runs hard to find in Cincinnati. Doug Fister this year, 1 for 22. But he's handled the bat really well. 8 sacrifice bunts.
It's a hard 1 for 22.
Tanner Roark and Doug Fister also lead the staff with those bunts. They do little things to help themselves, move runners. Makes a difference in a ball game. And that guy pitching as well as anybody right now.
Yeah, helping yourself out as a pitcher. That's how you lead the team in wins.
Well, brilliant Friday night against the Reds. 94 pitches, 57 strikes, going 7. And the Nationals' first 10-game winner.
All 4 pitches at any time in any count. Reds had no clue what was coming.
Target away on 1 and 2. That one just rolled in there. Breaking ball didn't do much, and it's ball 2. Doug Fister, 5 for 37 career with 2 RBIs. And to the right side for Jack Hanahan. 2 to Latos, taking big steps over toward that bag. And now he's retired. 7 straight since the walk of Rendon.
Let's go back to Friday. Tanner Roark with the whole repertoire on display. Didn't matter what count and didn't matter what pitch. He was throwing them all for strikes. Whether it was the changeup, the fastball elevated with 2 strikes, or the slider down the zone, Roark was on point, and he didn't want to come out of the game. Put his helmet on, trying to sneak in the on-deck circle. Matt Williams said, no, you're good. Great job. Thanks for coming.
Gotta love that.
But you see how he gets those high fives from Randy North? Those are high fives with enthusiasm. Like, that's what I'm talking about. The energy that he brings to the mound when he's on there is infectious for the rest of the ball club, including the coaching staff. He fires people up, including us.
Denard Span in this series, 5 for 10 despite a strikeout today. Checking the stats before the ball game yesterday, when he collected a base hit his first time up, notice that his 112 hits have him just out of the top 10 in the league now. And laying off the high stuff, 3-0. Anthony Rendon had a good at-bat first time up. This could be big to get Span aboard with 2 outs. He's been running well lately with 18 steals.
Matt Latos knows he's got to get in the strike zone right here because he's going to walk a double with 2 outs.
Yeah, we're thinking along the same lines there. By the way, the Braves game against San Diego starts at 5:05 today. Hot starting time in Atlanta. The Nats a game and a half up on the Braves.
That's because they're getting 3 guys put in the Hall of Fame. They can't be playing in the middle of that.
Yeah, that's a good call. It's one day when a late afternoon start certainly justified. (3-2) with 2 outs. Close. Denard Span's aboard. Latos with his second walk, and Rendon a chance now.
Well, when runs have been hard to come by, and Anthony should know more than anybody right now, getting in that batter's box with a stolen base against Latos, this is the time when the stolen base counts. We talk about how when Denard goes, he makes it. And it's going to be up to Matt Latos to give Devin Mesoraco a chance right here. But the Nats have run wild on Mesoraco. They did on Friday, and they already have 1 back tonight.
Mesoraco 24% against opposing base stealers. Denard swiped one in the 3rd inning Friday night. A low throw. That was right down by the runner and the bag, and Anaheim couldn't field it cleanly.
Denard has 2 caught stealings this year, and they've both been on pickoffs. He has a little hiccup when he goes back, and that hiccup is he doesn't like to dive. So it's almost like I don't know what you call it, but he has trouble with that first step going back to first base, and that's why he gets picked. He doesn't get caught leaning. It's just that little click before he dives that has cost him a few times this year.
Holding as Rendon takes a strike.
He's not a head first guy, and it has to do with all the concussions he suffered.
No score, top of the 3rd. Nationals still looking for their first base hit.
It's okay. You just see that little, he thinks about diving. Most guys diving is second nature, but not for Denard. And that's where the problem comes in on a guy with a good pickoff move.
Up and in to Anthony Rendon, counts even. Well, what are your thoughts on the base running now that the weekend's almost complete?
Well, like I said earlier, opportunistically aggressive, meaning pre-pitch preparation. You're looking where people are playing. You understand the situation of the game, the score of the game, what inning you're in.
And that went up the middle. Schumacher, high throw, safe. He took a little glance at his shortstop. Santiago wasn't coming to the bag that hard for the force play, and then Skip Schumacher just let the throw get away, and the Nats have a big time opportunity here.
You know, as a second baseman, though, you really never want to flip to second base with 2 outs. The throw is so short, you just should automatically be thinking 1-1-1. And you caught it, Carp. He looked for help from his shortstop right there for the easy way. But the easy way at second base is always to first. Unless you're backhanding a ball up the middle and you have no chance to go back across the infield. Routine ground ball, second base, just throw it to first.
Well, this is where Worth can make it hurt.
Base hit. Error.
Got to be an error, huh?
Yeah.
His 3rd of the year.
You could make the argument he would have beat it after the hesitation.
And now the runners are going. So Span and Rendon both on the move, and they had great jumps.
If you're wondering why Jason Worth swung right there, with 2 outs, you got to hack. With 1 out, he probably takes right there and lets both of them get in a scoring position. But his job right now is to drive a baseball, and if he had a pitch, regardless of the jump that he saw in front of him, he got to swing.
Jason Worth is hitting .319 this year with runners in scoring position, 7th highest in the league. And that one in on his hands. Donald Lutz in the left field. The Nats going to walk in an error. They've stranded 3 base runners now. No score. Latos pitches out of the jam.
Important connections. No score head to the bottom of the 3rd inning. And once again here in Cincinnati, it's been a pitcher's duel at the Great American Small Park. You thought you were going to come here and see balls flying all over the campsite, but it hasn't been the case because of some good starting pitching, good relief pitching. And Matt Latos continuing where Johnny Cueto left off yesterday, and Doug Fister doing the same right behind Gio Gonzalez. So both pitchers on point. Both pitchers working fast and in the strike zone.
Yeah, we're all waiting for offense. A W in a sea of red here. And we're going bottom 3 with Latos, Hamilton, and Schumacher. Doug Fister, 31st pitch of the day. Matt Latos 0 for 14 this year, but a .115 career hitter with 3 home runs. Hits it solidly, and Fister right there. Great fielding position every time for that man.
Well, he wants to win a Gold Glove. Talked to him early in the season, and I said, hey, you're one of the best fielding pitchers I've seen in a long time. He said, FP, I want to win a Gold Glove. It's been a goal of mine as a pitcher. And he has made, along with Tanner Roark, some of the best plays we've seen this year. 60 feet 6 inches away. Former first baseman at Fresno State, not a problem.
First time through the order against him. The Reds go 1 for 8 with a walk. Billy Hamilton grounded out to Danny Espinosa, first time up. Off speed.
That's
a cue shot.
I'm about to say that's a triple.
Anthony Rendon, even with the bag at third, about 15 feet off the line.
And he'll stay right there with 2 strikes. We're normally a third baseman with 2 will back up.
Hamilton's going to try to drag it, but too close to the pitcher, and Pfister takes care of him as well.
All right, first 25,000 fans, easy for me to say, you get a Jason Worth Garden Gnome. It's on Tuesday, August 5th against the Mets, 7:05 start. Be sure to follow hashtag WorthGoesGnome on Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook, and be sure to get somebody that can read a promo. 202-675-NATS or visit nationals.com/tickets for your sawed-off Jason Worth.
We went full screen with the graphic. They know what's going on.
Yeah, thanks. Day game after day game. Struggle.
Strike one to Schumacher. Struck out looking first time. Doug Pfister got that swing back fastball right under his hands on the inside edge. This time he throws it for strike 2, although he took it off a bit, and that was an 80 changeup. Same location, same type of movement.
Well, I love the changeup in. Nobody ever throws it. They think, well, you know, if he gets to it, it's going to go out of the ballpark.
One hopper backs up Ian Desmond, and Doug Pfister just as impressive as Roark and Gio before him here in Cincinnati. Well, not too many hitters have been happy in this series. Denard Span visiting with Zach Walters, talking about what's going on with these guys who are dealing, Latos and Pfister. Let's go inside the numbers with Jeep. And against batters leading off an inning, Matt Latos seldom gives up a leadoff hit. In fact, he's 3 for 3 today, and he struck out all of his leadoff hitters.
Well, I see what the truck's doing right there, and I like it.
Jinxing him?
Huh?
LaRoche first. We'll see. Adam LaRoche hit the ball very well first time. Lined out hard just to the right of center to Billy Hamilton. In the series, Adam 2 for 9 with a walk and an RBI. He has homered in his career against Latos with 3 RBIs. Off-speed pitch, and Adam LaRoche couldn't wait long enough. By the way, Miami playing well. Marlins and the Nats tomorrow night. They've won 3 straight, and they have 3 in the first at Houston today. They're trying to come home 2 games under 500 if they can win in Texas today. 0-2 to LaRoche. That's a pretty good take.
That's a great take.
Mercedes-Benz will track it.
Pretty good changeup right here from Matt Latos, and maybe missed down, but the fact that LaRoche didn't swing, I don't know how he took it.
That's down and in. Hard breaking ball, 86. Strikeout number 5, and again he strikes out every leadoff guy he faces today. For the Achiever and you, PNC Bank, with our minor league report, Lucas Giolito. He's at Hagerstown right now. Look at that ERA in his last 10 starts. The opponent's batting average $1.73, and right at 5-1 on the strikeouts to walks.
Well, he's
Can't
the
wait
guy.
to see him.
He's the guy. That's the near 100-mile-an-hour fastball with the nasty curve. Makeup off the charts. On the fast track.
Interesting that Potomac won the first half championship, right?
Yep.
They might be loaded for the second half when they get a couple of call-ups. Because Hagerstown to Potomac, the usual progression.
Remember that Gulf Coast bunch had the best record in professional baseball last year. They're in Hagerstown this year. And I don't know for a fact, but a lot of times organizations like to keep a group together that's gelling well and learning how to win together.
Target in. Way up and in. Right over the shoulder of Ian Desmond.
Yeah, that's a little bit scary right there if you're Ian Desmond.
There's Zarocco not able to reach it.
This is when it's tough as a hitter. You really just got to grit your teeth and look for something away. Hang tough. You know, probably go to the other side of the plate.
Well, maybe he will on the next one after coming up and in with 92 there.
Well, he tried to. Mesoraco set up away. He just missed the target.
Nationals struck out 11 times yesterday. 5 already today. Cueto and Latos really dealing with swing and miss stuff.
Well, Latos still got that reach back with 2 strikes. He's 94-95, sitting at 89-90, and then humps up when he has to.
Well, now that the Reds have him back, don't forget about Cincinnati in the second half. In that still tight central race, not as tight as it was a week ago, but they're within 6. Brian Price's team behind Milwaukee. Pittsburgh 4 back. St. Louis 3 behind the Brewers.
Well, Cincinnati doesn't have the offense to compete with those other teams.
Not right now, they don't. They're 8 over 500 in their division. A lot of that from earlier when they were healthier than they are now. 2-2 pitch. He's already walked 2 today.
The 17th pitch that Ian Desmond has seen today coming. How about that?
Didn't throw him a fastball on 3-2. Strikeout number 6.
And he's just so over the top that he's creating that downward plane on all of his pitches. Really throwing downhill today. And I'll give you a good look at what the hitter's seeing. But he's been on top, out in front, and keeping the ball down for the most part, and elevating when he wants to late.
Got Bryce Harper off the end of the bat first time. Fly ball to center. This one off the end of the bat into left field. And well played by Ramon Santiago. Took Donald Lutz a long time to get there, and I'm not sure he ever would have. And Santiago takes maybe a double away from Bryce Harper. He probably goes to second base with 2 outs if that ball drops.
Yeah, good play right there in traffic, and it looked like Santiago gave up and was looking for help from Lutz. And you see his head hit right there, and you're wondering if maybe he has a little concussion working. Watch the head hit the ground. Boom. Get a concussion from whiplash, and when you watch Ramon Santiago in this great play he makes, Donald Lutz went back on this baseball. You see him still not coming in, and when Santiago goes down, there's some serious whiplash. I don't think his head hit the ground, maybe it did, but the whiplash effect, like the brain jostling in the skull, can actually cause a concussion too.
Yeah,
great play.
He was in full speed, and his left fielder hadn't moved in yet. So he was hung out to dry on that one. Great play. Here's Todd Frazier, bottom of the 4th. He has the game's only hit. A ball away that he took to right field for a single with 2 outs in the 1st. And he'll just fade that 87 right back over the outside corner. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Pretty good breaking ball, and Frazier did well to foul it away.
All right, tweet your photos. Let's go. Hashtag Masson fan photos for a chance to have it shown in a future broadcast. That's brought to you by AT&T.
One hopper. Anthony Rendon comes forward to grab it. Neither pitcher has allowed a leadoff man to get aboard today. That'll bring in Jay Bruce.
I just love the way Doug Fister kind of runs the whole show when he pitches. Pointing to LaRoche saying, ground ball, I got you, I'm coming over. He waits till the defense gets shifted. Points to all of his infielders, almost like a quarterback running an offense, like he's calling the play in the line of scrimmage between outs. The way he runs a game, pretty impressive.
He didn't get it. That was off the end of the bat. 78 miles an hour on the pitch, so Fister slowed down the power bat of Jay Bruce. Easy play Worth.
Just keeping the ball down and keeping him off balance. You're elevating when he wants to, but for the most part has kept the ball down. Kind of taking a page out of Tanner Roark's notebook so far in this game.
Here's Devin Mesoraco. Off speed to him. I mean, total control of his pitches right now for Doug Fister. I hesitate to call them secondary pitches because they're just as good as his number one. That was a pretty good pitch, and I think the double pump by Lobaton indicates, and now he talks to the umpire, that the Nats thought they had strike two. Jammed him. Ian Desmond has it. Outstanding pitching. 7 straight. 10 of the last 11 for Doug Fister. This one into the 5th. Dalen. Teddy, a slow start. The Nats are on the road. The Racing Presidents have never won a race in Pittsburgh.
Is that Elmo? What
and
is
evidently, I don't know.
Oh, that's Tickle Me Elmo.
Thomas Jefferson trying to make up room. Mr. Red gives it off to his little buddy. And you know that Rosie is going to be the closer for them, despite a good effort here by George.
I won't start any rumors, but I've been hearing things about Rosie and Mr. Met, and I'm just going to leave it at that.
You've been hearing things?
I've been hearing things. It's all over the internet and those tabloid magazines.
It's horrible.
Well,
the fraternization thing has gotten way out of hand.
You don't believe everything you read.
I do. Top of the 5th, Espinosa, Lobaton, Fister. Danny Espinosa struck out swinging first time. Danny has 99 strikeouts this year in 263 at bats.
You see the corners in on Espinosa. What the 8 or so base hit bunts that Danny's had this year provides him the opportunity that he can hit the ball on the ground. There's holes everywhere out there because they're in for the bunt. It's not necessarily hitting home runs or hitting the ball in the gap. If he can consistently hit the ball hard on the ground, look at all the holes that are there because of the fact that they're in for the bunt. It's almost like when he comes up, infield in, they're sacrificing range.
And they'll keep doing that until Danny starts making some contact.
Well, they're doing it to take away the bunt. And the advantage as a hitter that you have if you're a base hit bunt speed guys, go ahead and hit the ball past these guys that are too close.
That one will drop out into center. Got it off the end of his bat. And for the first time today, either team puts a leadoff man on.
Oh, we wait till the 5th inning, but there goes a no-hitter. Danny Espinosa does a nice job of staying through the off-speed offering for Matt Latos. And some speed aboard here in the 5th for the Nats.
Jose Lobaton, left-handed batter. That's the side that Mesoraco has to throw from if the runner's on the move. Short lead by Espinosa to start here. And Lobaton hits it pretty well to center. It'll back up Hamilton. Espinosa stops 10 feet short of second base and returns one out. And now it's up to Doug Fister to lay down his 9th sacrifice of the year.
Good swing by Lobaton, squared it up, but that's a tough guy to hit it over his head. Billy Hamilton, one of the fastest guys in the league, and a guy that's just been playing outfield for a couple of years. And is a pretty good center fielder. You see the read right there, the jump. Lobaton gave it a ride. And Espinosa went as far as he could go and then went back to first.
Danny Espinosa, 7 of 8 this year. Fister doesn't have to lay down a perfect bunt to move him. As mentioned earlier, Doug, with Roark, leads the staff with 8 sacrifices. That's a hard bunt, but nobody covered second. Interesting. They might have had a play.
Well, that's Ramon Santiago's job to cover second base, and they had the lead out. And we're talking about little things and the way the series has gone. Watch Santiago right here. It's his job to get to second base on this bunt. And as it's laid down, he starts to wander to third. Latos goes to throw it to second base. I don't know if he'd have had Espinosa, but he sure would have liked to have the opportunity.
Looked like a wheel play with a guy on first. That was unusual. Well, Fister cashes in. We'll see if the Nats can. Denard Span, 21 RBIs. He has struck out and walked today. Small ball won it for the Reds yesterday.
So first baseman covers on that bunt, meaning he comes in. Second baseman goes behind him, covers first base. As soon as the third baseman does not field the ball, he retreats back to third. It's the shortstop's job to rotate to second base with a runner on first. And I don't know if Santiago was thinking about the Bryce Harper play yesterday and that drew him to third base, but he should have been standing on second.
Santiago making his 10th start at short this year. He's made 6 at second, 11 at third. So he's moved around quite a bit. But that was pretty fundamental right there. Just a bit inside. And Denard Span gets the count even, 1-1. Came into this game hitting .376 over the last 3 weeks.
Hamilton is some kind of shallow in center field. He is standing right behind Danny Espinosa. It's the shallowest I've seen a center fielder this year.
Off-speed pitch. Span tried to wait for it.
Well, he got Denard to chase up in the zone first time up for strike 3. And you would think with a few pitches to play around with, he might try to elevate right now.
Target in.
Yep. Tried to go up there. Fish ain't biting.
Latos and Mesoraco slowing things down here. Inside target again. And a good take by Denard Span, who's already walked once today. Seeing the ball well.
Yeah, you got to be seeing it well to take this pitch. I swung really hard in my head at this. I mean, that's there the whole time, and Span spits on it to get to a 3-2 count. And Leto's going to call out Mesoraco. They're going to go over this pitch.
Yeah, great take on the Nissan pitch track.
I don't know how he took that. I said when the game's moving slow and you're seeing the ball well, you're able to decipher rotation earlier than normal, ball and strike earlier than normal.
Three-two. Target outer half, and Span reacts to stay alive. No score, top of the fifth. And another payoff pitch. Instead of step off. Now Span will step out as they get together again.
Well, the tarp was on earlier and the game was delayed for 20 minutes, and you feel like the tarp has been put back on here for this last pitch, but in their defense, this is a huge pitch. It's getting late.
Great at bat again by Denard Span.
Seeing it so big.
Second walk today, third by Letos. 2-out chance, Anthony Rendon.
I mean, he's seeing the ball as well as I've ever seen him. I mean, he's taking such close pitches, borderline stuff. And I think that was by design. Letos right there probably wanted to get him to chase out of the zone. He knew he had a right-hander on deck and a base to play with and a hot hitter in the box.
Anthony Rendon has walked, stolen a base, and grounded to second. Turned into an error by Skip Schumacher. Gave the Nats a chance in the third, but Jason Worth flew out.
Just looking for that big knock.
Meanwhile, the Nats getting Letos up into the mid to high 70s on his pitch count here in the fifth inning. Doug Fister has thrown 48 pitches in 4 innings and 37 of them strikes. And Rendon takes one in the middle of the back. Bases loaded for Jason Worth.
You know, a guy not afraid to pitch inside, and you saw one over Ian Desmond's head. And now Matt Letos drills Anthony Rendon. Obviously not on purpose. He didn't want to load the bases to face Jason Worth. And now the line moves to Jason.
Danny Espinosa at third base, singled leading off the inning, was sacrificed to second by Fister. Then Span walk, Rendon hit by a pitch. Well, you'd love to see what that man could do if given a lead. Something Gio did not enjoy yesterday. Nationals pitching in this series, starters have been outstanding. And a nervous crowd starts to make some noise.
I'll tell you this, if I'm on defense right now for the Reds, I am not on my toes.
Off the full windup to get it right for Latos. And Worth pumping on the first pitch. Outfield pretty straight away for Jason. Uses all fields when he goes well. Jumps back and it's strike 2.
Looked like the same pitch that Denard Span took for ball 4. Right-handed hitter, different visual for home plate umpire Toby Bassner. And Latos gets a strike and jumps ahead 0-2.
Thing that makes that tough is Bassner's been very liberal on the outer edge today as well. So you've got to cover a lot right here if you're Jason Worth. Target was out there, and that stayed upstairs. .78 missing away.
I thought that was better than the fastball in. Really did. Maybe a little outside. Fastball was a little in too. Latos wanted it.
Hard to give a pitcher both sides of the plate the same at bat, right?
Good point. Real good point.
2-2. And that's up and in. Bases loaded, full count.
Oh, it's the best play in baseball right here. Everybody on the move. Here we go. Let's do this.
Danny Espinosa takes his lead way over by the coach's box at third. And here's the 3-2 pitch. Inside and low, Nationals lead 1-0.
Good at bats.
Jason Worth, RBI number 57.
A few ways to skin a cat. Jason Worth with a 3-2 pitch. And Latos wanted it, but it was inside. I mean, you can't be too fine in that situation as a pitcher. You got to throw a strike and hope that he hits the ball at somebody. He tried to shave a corner, and Jason Worth, who knows the strike zone as well as anybody, gets the RBI walk.
Next up, Adam LaRoche, who's hit the ball hard 1 out of 2 times today. And you saw Danny Espinosa, his base hit. The only Nationals hit today. Got this started. 6 hitters ago. So he's gone from 64 to 84 pitches here. And it's a little early for a knockout blow, but Adam LaRoche could put Latos on the ropes here. Target away. LaRoche left field line. That'll score 2. Span and Rendon home. And the Nationals lead 3-0.
Clutch.
And that's RBI 53 and 54 for Adam LaRoche.
Well, you saw the first pitch from Latos. LaRoche was away. Second pitch, same spot. LaRoche went out there and got it. Dumps it over Frazier's head, and with 2 outs, everybody scores. So the line is moving. That's the knock the Nats have been waiting for a couple of days.
That's about the best use you can make out of 2 base hits on the entire day. And here's Ian Desmond with another runner worth in scoring position.
Well, Adam LaRoche has tried Billy Hamilton in center field about 4 or 5 times in this series. He decided to try left field, and it worked.
And Desmond high in the air to center. Hamilton going back and right in front of the 404 mark to make that grab. The Nationals pick up 2 runs. 3 runs. RBIs by Worth, 2 by LaRoche.
As we go to the bottom of the 5th inning. And
nice segue.
Yes, thank you very much. Pete Rose. Today, July 27th, 1984, passes Ty Cobb as the all-time singles leader with 3,053 singles. How about that? It's a walking museum around here. And look who's next door to us, George Foster.
Wow. He looks like he could still hit one in the upper deck. Marty Brenneman, the Hall of Fame Reds announcer, on the left. Anybody stronger with a bat than that man when he was playing?
Well, he looks like he could still hit one out of the ballpark.
Gee.
And maybe out of the stadium. His forearms. I mean, he was that way as a player, but look at the pipes on George Foster still. 1977 NL MVP. Drove in 149 runs in 77. 197 hits.
Jack Hanahan, the hitter, went up hacking early in his first at bat of the year.
52 homers.
Hanahan coming back from shoulder surgery during the offseason. Had 12 games of rehab at Single A Dayton, Triple A Louisville. And he flied to Bryce Harper and left first time up. Hanahan, Lutz, and Santiago, bottom of the 5th for the Reds. Doug Fister, 51st pitch of the day. And that's his 39th strike.
They asked George Foster how many home runs he thought he could hit in this ballpark. Asked him if he thought he could hit 40. And they said, well, George, you hit 52. He said, no, I mean right now. And based on what we've seen that's sitting next door, I think he could.
You get a hot, muggy afternoon with the heat coming off that AstroTurf at Riverfront Stadium and the ball carrying. Oh my.
52 in 77, 40 in 78, 30 in 79. And he backed it up with 25 and 80.
Well, and that's when not a lot of guys were hitting 40.
Right.
And he went 50 plus. Not a lot of guys were hitting 30, really, for that matter, back at that time. And the Reds had a lot to do with this. There's a 2-2 pitch. I read a book a couple of years ago by a writer in Chicago who singled out the decade of the 70s as the one decade that had the most star players ever in the history of Major League Baseball. And the Big Red Machine, of course, right in the middle of that decade. So you could make an argument they were the best team of the best decade baseball has ever seen.
I think argument over.
Fly ball left field. It's tailing to the seats.
I mean, you walk to the ballpark and you're walking down Pete Rose Way. I mean, you see banners of all the former Reds as you're walking around the stadium. Sparky Anderson and the Big Red Machine. It's like a baseball museum around here, a living museum. You talk about George Foster sitting right next to us.
404 dead center. That is a bit of a tribute to Riverfront Stadium. It was 404 there, where Johnny Bench used to hit him out. 2 off fields. Big breaking ball, and Anaheim out ahead.
I mean, the history here is just incredible. They started as the Cincinnati Red Stockings in 1869. It was the first ever professional team. They went 57-1 while touring the United States. They had no affiliation with the Reds, but it was the inspiration for the Cincinnati Reds nickname after that.
Now Hanahan having a good at bat against Doug Fister.
And in the 50s, with the Reds scared McCarthyism, the Reds actually had to change their name to the Red Stockings from the Reds.
Yeah.
And then after that, they went back to being the Cincinnati Reds.
Last World Series win, 1990, in a sweep of the A's. Great battle. Fister won it. That's the toughest any Red has battled him today. And that's his 3rd strikeout.
Well, it's a good thing he didn't battle him, because we can talk about the Reds' history, but he punches him out right there with a fastball by Jack Anahan for strike 3. They actually changed their name to the Red Legs, Carp, in the 50s.
Yeah.
And then back to the Reds.
Yeah, Senator McCarthy had the nation in a tizzy. Lutz, one hopper, LaRoche picks it. Perfect throw, leading Fister right to the bag. That's 9 in a row.
And Doug Fister on his horse. He was over there with the crack of the bat. Knows that Adam LaRoche has great range, so LaRoche going to his right, not a problem. It's a good view of it. I like that. One hopper, LaRoche gets it. And it was an easy feed for LaRoche, because watch Doug Fister. Always on top of things, right? He's never going to not cover first base. He goes for foul balls in the upper deck. Covering first is nothing.
He's ready to throw it right back at LaRoche when Espinosa instead. And here's Ramon Santiago, flied to Span, first time up. Perfect changeup, 79. Even slower than some that he threw earlier. Mercedes-Benz will track it.
Well, we talked about Johnny Cueto with the lead yesterday. He turned into a different guy. He became his own closer. He went out there and really changed the momentum of the game after the Reds scored a run, and Doug Fister trying to do the same here.
Yeah, and his guys got him 3. Some kind of off speed going today.
Nasty changeup. Pretty good movement on it too. Usually it's just a change of speeds, but watch how he gets on top of that out in front. Must feel like he's in heaven after pitching in Colorado last time, where nothing was breaking.
And a drive to left center, but Span tracking it, slicing away from him, but no problem at all. That would be 10 in a row for Doug Fister, and 13 of the last 14. today, leading off the fifth. Led to 3 runs after the bases loaded walk to Jason Worth, and the 2-run single by Adam LaRoche. And Doug Fister, meanwhile, has been brilliant. So Worth walks with the bases loaded. And then Adam LaRoche, who had hit the ball hard once today, struck out the other time, able to flare one perfectly placed right down the left field line. Span, Rendon touching home, and Doug Fister a huge 3-run lead.
I think Matt Latos might have let his emotions get the best of him that inning. He was cruising along, very even keel, and then a couple calls didn't go his way. The result was 3 runs.
Nats box score, just about everything in the 5th inning, except for 2 walks, 1 to Rendon in the 1st, and Span in the 3rd. Top of the 6th rolls around. Bryce Harper, Danny Espinosa, Jose Lobaton, 6, 7, 8. Bryce has had the ball off the end of his bat twice, once to center, once to left. And the one to left, a great play by Ramon Santiago, right in front of his left fielder. Target up and in. And Bryce, opposite field, Donald Lutz. 0 for 3 and 1 for 9 in the series is Bryce Harper. Here comes Danny Espinosa, and with more on second base, Danny, Franzen, Walters. Here's Dan.
Yeah, Bob, as you say, the Nats have gone with 3 different second basemen the last 3 days, and while they obviously love Ryan Zimmerman to be in their lineup on an everyday basis, one thing that him being out allows Matt Williams to do is to get some of these bench guys who haven't gotten many at-bats lately into the lineup. It'll allow him to get Kevin Franzen 4 at-bats, Danny Espinosa 4 at-bats, to try and see if Zach Walters can stay hot. The Nats would love Ryan Zimmerman playing for them every day, but this is a way for them to kind of rotate those bench guys in and get them a chance to stay fresh.
Yeah, key factor, getting enough at bats for guys to be effective. And that was Franzen yesterday getting a start. Righty against Cueto, despite Walters and Espinosa being switch hitters. Danny, by the way, going back to the start of the Colorado series now, 4 hits in his last 12 at bats.
I saw something really good. Bryce Harper went back to the dugout. Ian Desmond kind of tapped him on the shoulder, swiped him with the towel as he went by, and said, you know, stay with it. Basically kind of encouraged Bryce as he went by.
Right side, race to the bag, out on a close play as Latos got there just before Danny Espinosa.
Dugout dance, and I'm watching it right now. Matt Williams to the bottom step, Randy Knorr to the telephone, and I think he was out. We're a little bit closer here than normal, and they're not going to check it. Nice play by Schumacher. Another good swing by Espinosa. Doing exactly what I said, trying to take advantage of the drawn-in infield due to the fact that he lays down a lot of bunts.
No challenge coming. Could be it for Matt Latos, who's scheduled to lead off. Bottom of the 6th. Here's Jose Lobaton trying to get it to Doug Fister.
Well, that's what I'm talking about. When you see a teammate with his dauber down, leaders try to pick guys up. Bryce having a scuffle and Ian Desmond tapping him on the way by. He was talking to him before that. Just keep your head up. You'll get him.
Lobaton will get Fister to turn over the lineup here in the 6th inning. Second good piece of contact by the Nats backup catcher today. He's aboard with 2 down for Fister, who's 0 for 1 with a sacrifice.
Now, Rick Schu's been working with Jose Lobaton to get him to stand up a little bit more, a lot like Jason Worth, and had a couple of good swings left-handed here today.
Robertson leaning back toward first base as he took his initial lead, and strike one. So the Nats have 3 hits, all in the last 2 innings.
So all the Nats fans on Twitter in an outrage right now that Matt Latos should trim the laces on his glove.
Yeah. 2 Nats pitchers got rung up on that last time, right?
Yeah. Lee Kuntz had to play glove barber. He came out of the dugout and started chopping up gloves as they came out of the bullpen the other day. I forget who the home plate umpire was, but it's a mandate from Major League Baseball.
Yeah, different crews. Some notice, some don't.
I guess the meaning behind that, in case you missed it, is with replay, and say the pitcher's covering home on a wild pitch, that if one of the laces actually touches the runner on a tag, you're out.
Yeah. Doug Fister's going to battle here. Five career hits, 2 RBIs.
It's like one of your leather jackets in the 70s, Carp, right there, the tassels.
And they still have them, by the way. A couple of leisure suits on either side of those. White belts. And Jack Anaheim takes care of that. 3-0 Nationals. Doug Fister back to work. Latos could be done for the day.
And there's one more Nats Live post-game concert. That's Martina McBride. She's going to perform at Nats Park on Saturday, August 16th. That's presented by the Travel Channel, free with your Nationals game ticket. Visit nationals.com/Nats Live for tickets. Saw a bunch of pitchers from Nats Park last night, and I don't know how happy the Nationals bullpen is going to be to learn that there was outhouses in one of the best bullpens in the National League. I mean, there was times probably in Nationals history where that might have been okay.
No comment.
But not in the last 3 or 4 years. Yeah, they were all stacked in the Nats bullpen yesterday for the Gavin DeGraw, Billy Joel concert.
What happened to Drew Storen's platform, do you know? Still out there?
It's an outhouse.
So that is it for Matt Latos. Christopher Negron will be the pinch hitter. Rookie, 2 for 11 as a big leaguer, 1 for 3 though with a home run as a pinch hitter. And Doug Fister just pours in another strike. Jumbo Diaz. This one playable right side. LaRoche, Espinosa, Worth, and it'll be Jason Worth making the call. Good communication by a triangle of Nats defenders. Nationals made Matt Latos throw 99 pitches in 6 innings. Only 62 strikes.
That's why when you miss a borderline pitch, you really can't argue about it. If you're not throwing strikes, you're not pounding the zone, and then you want that 3-2 pitch that's right on the black or maybe a couple inches off, home plate umpires aren't looking for it because you haven't shown them it.
As mentioned earlier today, the Nationals pitching staff has done a great job on Billy Hamilton in this series. A couple of ground balls today, one a bunt. Pfister threw him out. He's 0 for 2 today, 1 for 9 this weekend. And with what little offense the Reds are generating these days, it has to go through him. Target in. Well, only one hit for the Reds today, and that's Todd Frazier. First time up. He got a pitch about belt high, slider away, took it to right field. And since then, Doug Fister's retired 11 straight, 14 of 15. Desmond knows he's got to get rid of it. Knows he has time when he got it. Well done, 2 outs.
I did a nice job of being in a hurry, but not rushing. And there's a big difference as an infielder. You already know who's in the batter's box. You know you have to get rid of it. If you rush, you make an error. But if you're in a hurry and under control, you don't. That's the pressure that Billy Hamilton puts on an infield. And that ball took a while for Ian Desmond to get to it, but he got rid of it quick, but not too quick.
It's just been an amazing turnaround by this defense. League's worst, really baseball's worst in the first 6 to 8 weeks. And now only 4 teams in the National League have fewer errors than the Nats. 4.
But that still goes back to everybody playing in different places. And I know fans are thinking FP, a ground ball is a ground ball, but it's not. And then not when you've played in one position your whole life and all of a sudden you're standing on the other side of the infield in places you're just not used to. And I talked to them and they said, you know, we're not using it as an excuse, but there's times when I just don't feel comfortable with where I'm standing. I'm talking about Gold Glove winners telling me that. So they've made the adjustments and you see the results.
Reds have their second base hit. Skip Schumacher delivers his first hit of the series in 9 at-bats. That'll bring Todd Frazier up. The #1 offensive hope for the Reds right now.
And I think a lot of credit goes to Mark Wiedemeyer and Matt Williams for listening to their players and saying, yeah, you know what, we hear you and we're going to make the adjustments and we're going to start shading instead of shifting. I mean, you could be one of those coaches that says, hey, this is the way we're doing it. If you don't like it, we'll figure out somebody else to do it. But they adjusted and so did the team. I mean, that's good coaching.
Big breaking ball outside. Doug Fister threw that one under 70 miles an hour. Boy, that one blazed in at 76. Got a call up in the zone, 1-1.
And just a changeup, flipped it in there and stole strike 1. Might have slipped too. Fister went to the back of the mound, got the rosin, patted up his right forearm. He's ready to go.
It broke a string of 12 consecutive batters retired. That Schumacher hit. Pitch count great for this stage of a ball game. He did kind of hit the wall in Colorado the other day at this stage, which he acknowledged the next day, but it was also partly because of that ankle, that tumble he took on the mound, and a ball that got by him landed awkwardly, and that was not feeling that great as well. But he gave the Nats a good outing of 5 2/3 in Denver.
Got him.
That's a guy who's usually not going to come out after 85 pitches. Oh, Rendon to his left, and he robs Frazier of a hit. The tying run would have been in the batter's box with Jay Bruce. Why not leave Anthony Rendon at third base every day?
Right on cue, talking about the defense and how it's improved. Anthony Rendon ready for the baseball. This is all about anticipation. He gets a one-hopper, lays out. Plenty of time to get to his feet and get the force at second. What a play. Inning, and just like we promised you earlier in the game, it's Miller time, brought to you by Miller Lite. You just saw the Miller moments with Jay Bruce on deck representing the tying run. Anthony Rendon robs Todd Frazier of a base hit, laying out, selling out, getting dirty. Glasses fly onto the dirt, gets up and throws out. Skip Schumacher at second base, and how about a little love for that play? Thanks, buddy. Appreciate it.
Thanks, little guy. Awesome.
It's good stuff.
Rendon, after Span before Worth, top of the 7th, rolls around. His name's Jose. They call him Jumbo. 30 years of age. Jumbo Diaz has been in the minor leagues for 12 years and getting a shot with the Reds now. He'll make his 13th big league appearance with an ERA of just under 4.
Well, he's got some kind of fastball, and strikes have always been the problem for him. Spent a long time in the minor leagues. Finally reeled it in to learn the strike zone and get this opportunity at the major league level. But get this, his fastball average is 97 miles an hour. Slider 87, and a changeup close to 90.
He's one of the last guys cut in spring training. Had a tough first outing, but since then, in 11 games, 1.74 ERA. Now they list him at 6'4", 316. The updated Reds notes say he is 278.
Well, that was part of it. He had to slim down and find the strike zone, and he has. And I feel like if your nickname is Jumbo, you should throw 97. Or your name.
Drafted by the Dodgers back in 02. Denard Span 0 for 1, but 2 walks and a run scored. Craig Stammen's family's been here all weekend from about an hour and a half north of here. And if Pfister runs into problems, or if he's done, Craig would get the call. Pfister right now 79 pitches, 59 strikes through 6. Slider just low.
Hass and Dan did a fine job sitting down with Craig Stammen, Jerry Blevins, Dayton Flyers, and their college coach. Caught up with them the other day. A little sit-down interview, nicely done. Swapping some good college stories. Pretty cool. Small school, not really known for baseball, and two big leaguers in the same bullpen.
It's awesome. Yeah. Flyers known for their hoops up there at UD Arena, less than an hour north of here.
Coach Vittorio sat down with him, and Dan did a great job of getting some good inside stuff that's been on Nats Extra the last couple of days.
2 balls, 2 strikes.
Did I just call him Dan again? Slap me the next time I do that, would you?
Close. Ball 3.
Well, he just...
And I'll tell you one thing. Toby Basner's strike zone is tighter than it was 6 innings ago.
Well,
early in the game, he was very generous.
There's certain hitters that have reputations for knowing the strike zone. Somebody asked me the other day, do umpires play the name game? I don't think they play the name game, based on reputation and your batting average, you get calls. But if you show throughout the course of 5, 7, 10 years that you know the strike zone, you have a reputation before you step in the box. Consequently, if you show you swing at everything, umps are going to give the pitcher borderline calls. Guys like Jason Worth, Denard Span, Adam LaRoche, guys that have proven track records that show they know the zone, usually get the benefit of the doubt.
Well, no multi-hit game for Denard Span today, but how about a triple walk game? And he's aboard. Here's where the Nats can go for that 4th run. You have a great bat control guy in there who loves going the other way. Schumacher cheats up the middle for a double play. All the elements are here for the Nats to try to add on. Denard stole base number 18 here Friday night. And Anthony Rendon, after that spectacular play, could open things up for Washington here. Nissan on that pitch track. Strike 1.
Paint right here. 95. Jumbo pretty quick to the plate. 1.0 right there. No chance for Denard Span to steal.
Dodger organization until 06, then Texas. In 2010 from Texas to Baltimore, and then Cincinnati now for the last 3 years as a minor leaguer. 12 years plus.
With 98, so that gives you an idea of maybe some of the control issues he had.
Yeah, coming into this year, 406 career strikeouts, 180 walks. Rendon hits one hard to left. Reaching up. Donald Lutz got back on it. And Span is out at first base. Another Nat lost on the bases.
Well, that was a lot like yesterday with Bryce Harper early in the game in right center field. Denard Span was anticipating the ball was going to get over Lutz's head. But in doing that, you have to get to a point that's far enough that you can get back if he makes the play. And Denard wandered probably 3-4 steps too far, got right to second base, and couldn't get all the way back. I see him hustling right there, but it's too late.
7-6-3. Relay by Santiago.
Jumbo fired up.
Yeah, I hate to see that happen with number 3, maybe number 4 coming up. 1-0 to Jason Worth. Walked his way to RBI number 57 last time up.
I think Jumbo went from thinking that's a run with a runner on second to I got a double play. But watch the celebration by the Reds pitcher right here. The enthusiasm by the guy that spent 12 years in the minor leagues. I'd be pumped too.
Well, maybe they didn't make plays like that for him over the last 12 years.
Call.
Now a wicked breaking ball gets worth 0-2. Pardon me, 1-2. With LaRoche on deck here in the 7th. And he gets a scoreless inning. So Jumbo gets another scoreless frame. That's 12 consecutive good outings for him. Hyundai, 7th inning stretch. Joe Nuxhall Way, not far from Pete Rose Way. Great American Ballpark, downtown Cincinnati. Presented by authority of the Washington Nationals and may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form. And the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of the Washington Nationals.
Well, Doug Fister doing his thing in a 3-0 game. He's just allowed 2 hits so far as he takes the mound for the bottom of the 7th inning. Yes, folks, he is still in the game. We're going to show you why he is still in the game. Right from the get-go, the tempo, what we've been accustomed to with Doug Fister, getting the ball thrown, it pounding the strike zone. And you talk to pitchers when they have an outing in Coors Field, the next one usually good in the sense that they have a feel for their off-speed again that left them at altitude. And Doug Fister's off-speed has been good, and the defense behind him, as you always see at a Doug Fister start, been just as good. DC area Toyota dealers want to help children and their families by making a donation of $37 to the Children's Inn at NIH for every strikeout by a Nats pitcher this season.
Well, let's go back to June 1st again. Only 14 errors in nearly 2 full months by the Nationals right now. Better than Seattle, the Dodgers, the red-hot Rays, who won 9 straight, and the Orioles, a first-place team.
And it might have been an oversimplification on my part talking about the shifts. I forgot to mention they're really good. Simple as that.
Well, thanks for adding that.
Yeah, really breaking it down.
We had our suspicions.
No, they're really good with the gloves.
And we knew that. We knew this was a good defensive team. Some of those early season things just hard to explain.
And in my mind, with Rendon at third and Espinosa at second, this is the best defensive infield in the National League.
Rendon's going to bypass Desmond and go up the middle on the shift for Jay Bruce, who was left in the on-deck circle when Anthony Rendon made that spectacular play ending the 6th inning. This is Doug Fister's 80th pitch of the day. And you want to talk about ratios? That's his 60th strike.
I want to talk about I can't believe it happened department one more time. Seriously.
Well, let's see what happens.
Okay. It's just not something you go shopping at any time. It's got to happen, right?
Exactly. Well, the great Warren Spahn once said, hitting's about timing, pitching is about upsetting timing. And Doug Fister has been masterful today at that. 1 ball, 2 strikes.
But he's also
Jay Bruce reaching.
You can go 2 ways, Carp. You can go with the timing thing, throttling hitters with hard and slow, but you can also go in and out, and that's what Doug Fister's been doing, I think, even more effectively, is moving the ball around with all of his pitches, whether it's the fastball or the changeup. You know, one outside, one inside. Get you guessing what side of the plate he's coming to. Hitters will look one side, you go to the other side, and he's reading swings like we do watching it on TV real time down there on the mound. You see that? He's late on that fastball in. So
late on 87.
You know, as a veteran guy, you saw that swing. What do you do with it? Well, you can go back in there again. Or you can think, well, he's going to cheat to the inner half and go the other way.
This is Doug Fister's 14th start. He's gone at least 6 for the 11th time.
And he was covering first on that ball.
Yes, he was.
It was clearly foul. He is into it.
And he's trying to go at least 7 for the 8th time. His longest outing of the year, 8 innings against Atlanta.
Well, he can't see that it's clearly foul, but this is just to give you an idea of how into it Doug Fister is. Adam LaRoche didn't move for the ball, and he was standing on first.
Swing and a miss on a pitch down and in. Doug Fister, 4th strikeout today. Jay Bruce is 0 for 9 in this series.
Reading swings, knowing that Jay Bruce can't get to the inside pitch. What does he do? He goes back in there again, this time with the slider / cutter. Right under the hands of Bruce for the punch out.
Devin Mesoraco has struck out, grounded to short. Fister ahead of him. Good looking pitch, just missed.
That was pitch number 90 from Fister. Season high 117.
Two balls, 1 strike. Look at the late dive on that pitch. Impressive. Doug Fister, by the way, when he won his most recent game, got his career record over the 500 mark at 53 and 52. When he started this season, he was at 44 and 50.
Maybe playing in Seattle had something to do with that before he got to Detroit.
Yeah.
Because I'm not seeing a 500 pitcher.
Absolutely not. That ball looks like it's going to fall. Bryce Harper plays it on a hop. Devin Mesoraco gets Cincinnati's 3rd base hit.
Nationals fans, you're invited to participate in the Harris Teeter Food Drive benefiting the Capital Area Food Bank at Nationals Park on August 2nd and 3rd when the Nats take on the Phils. Fans who donate 3 or more cans of food can receive a pair of tickets for an upcoming game while supplies last. The first 1,000 fans to donate Harris Teeter private label cans will also receive $5 in Nats bucks. Visit nationals.com/tickets for more.
Looks like Jose Lobaton could be buying a little time for the bullpen here. Craig Stammen was throwing last inning. Right now it's Detweiler and Barrett. And that's interesting considering it's a 3-run game. Here comes Steve McCatty. Juice Dorn pitched a scoreless 8th inning last night.
So Lutz left-handed, and you would think that would be Ross Detweiler's job if Hanahan should reach.
Because right now the tying run not in the batter's box. Doug looking his pitching coach right in the eye. Gives him a pat.
It's like, let's go, I got this. I know what you're doing out here. You're stalling, and I got this.
85 pitches, as we mentioned last time, in the game at Colorado. Jack Hanahan 0 for 2 today. Fly ball to left and a strikeout. Great American Ballpark in Cincinnati. It's a rubber game. Nats have been great, 80% in efficiency in those this year. Anaheim, by the way, bunch of years in the American League. 0 for 13 career against Doug Fister.
Trying to get him on the ground, trying to get a double play.
Yeah, keeping the ball down, a little too low. 2-1.
Pretty cool. I'm seeing some of the induction quotes coming in. And Frank Thomas actually thanked Mike Rizzo for taking a chance on him in his induction speech. That's cool.
Very nice. Three and two. Could be Doug Fister's last pitch. He's at 99.
Well, you remember last start he left with the bases loaded and 2 outs in a 4-2 ball game, and Aaron Barrett came in and got a big strikeout. I'm trying to seal the deal here so that doesn't happen.
Throws a strike, gets a grounder. Espinosa will get the lead runner, and Ian Desmond will settle for that with Mesoraco coming in.
Well, it's a good play by Danny to get the lead runner right there, and you're thinking, well, just get it out. But the fact that Mesoraco had to hold as the ball went by gave Espinosa plenty of time to turn and make a good feed to Desmond.
Next up, the big left fielder, Donald Lutz, who's walked and then was robbed of a hit by Adam LaRoche on a one-hopper 2 innings ago. First pitch 78, just diving when it got near the bat.
You just wonder why more people don't throw the changeup in. And the reason I say that is because it doesn't happen very often. And as a hitter, your eyes light up, you see that ball in, and you say that's a heater. So you start your swing early, and I've seen that work so many times with Doug Fister. He is not afraid to throw that changeup into lefties. It's something I know the Nats teach at the minor league level. They want their pitchers to be able to do that.
Doubles up. That one diving away.
I must say triples up.
Why not? Only showed him one heater. Did he go? Yes, he did. The inning's over. Nats appeal to third. Jeff Nelson punched him out. Doug Fister, fantastic, threw 7 today. And in this series now, the Nationals have given the Cincinnati Reds 2 runs in 25 innings.
And did he go? Absolutely. Doug Fister on point, and I would not be surprised if he takes the mound for the 8th. Let's see.
Outstanding. Tanner Roark set the tone. Gio pitched well enough to win yesterday. Doug Fister appears to be done after 7, and a fantastic effort, shutout ball so far.
I'm looking at that and I'm wondering, is he done, or is those just high fives for getting out of the jam right there? And we'll see if Doug Fister takes the mound for the 8th. But against the Reds team that's depleted, hasn't been swinging the bats well, Doug Fister did exactly what he was supposed to do here today, just pounding the strike zone, getting his defense involved in the game, and a big hit by Adam LaRoche, and that's the difference.
Yeah, you're thinking along my lines. Such a coincidence. Every time he pitches, the defense plays really well.
Yeah, I mean, why wouldn't you? You got a bunch of pitchers on that staff that pound the strike zone, and you're on your toes, you're ready to make a play, and he just brings so much to the table as a baseball player, not just a pitcher. I'm trying to look at the Reds bullpen and see, or the Nationals bullpen and see if they have anybody up, but you got a shutout going. Managers will let you go. We'll see.
Yeah, he is over 100 pitches. And here comes Adam LaRoche against Sam LeCure, top of the 8th inning. We saw this right-hander in the 7th on Friday night. He struck out Harper, Ramos, and grounded out Danny Espinosa. So Adam LaRoche 1 for 5 career against the Reds right-hander. And a tapper past the mound. Shortstop Santiago called off Schumacher for the first out.
All right, you already know the story. They're the first half champions. They'll be back in Woodbridge through July 30th. Fun excitement all week. Friday, Justin Bieber demolition night. Okay, come down and see the future Washington Nats all summer long and demolish Justin Bieber.
That sounds like an ambush to me.
I hope it goes better than Disco Demolition Night went in Chicago.
That was a disaster. Canceled the second game of a doubleheader.
It's a great documentary deal they have on MLB channel about that.
What of Bill Veck's not finer moments?
They had to forfeit the second game of the doubleheader.
Yeah.
The Beebs getting crushed.
Ian Desmond 0 for 3 today. In this series 0 for 11. And he's 1 for 5 career against Sam LeCure. Fister, by the way, we'll get you updated in a moment on his day through 7. 104 pitches, 76 strikes. That breaking ball sitting up for Ian Desmond. You know, a guy like him who talks to everybody like Gio does in a day's pitching. You kind of think he's done, but he looks like he's still very much into this game. 2-2 pitch.
Don't know if you get Clip hot if you were going to keep Fister in.
Clippard's almost like a closer. If you warm him up, you pretty much need to use him.
You got to drive him.
And Ian Desmond with a badly needed base hit as the Nats will head for Miami. Gets his first of this series.
Such a strange game. You hit the cover off the ball your last time up to the 404 sign, straightaway center field. Nothing to show. And this time you hit a chopper up the middle. Not that that's a bad thing, but just look at the difference. Hit one on the screws, nothing. Chopper up the middle, base hit. Take it.
There's Bryce Harper, 1 for 4 career against LeCure. Struck him out swinging. Friday night, Bryce 3 fly balls, 0 for 3 today, 1 for 9 this weekend.
You know, that was a good take. You can tell by hitters when they take a pitch if they're on somebody. And he's gone back to his old stance now. And for whatever my opinion's worth, I like it. You get too messed up if you start fooling around too much. Dance with the lady that brought you and go with it and see what happens.
Have we seen Bryce without batting gloves?
He does it from time to time just to get a better feel for the bat in his hands. I'm telling you, that first take was a good one.
And a pitch out with Desmond not moving.
Second take was a good one.
Crowd of 31,982 thirsty for action, and they tried to do the wave a moment ago. It's more like a ripple. The Reds fans just haven't had much offense at all to get excited about. And Bryce all locked up on a breaking ball. It's 1-2. So 3 hits today, 7 yesterday, 4 Friday.
That's an in-between swing. And that's a swing of someone that's not seeing the baseball. At least on that pitch.
Desmond holding way inside. And Harper on a breaking ball hits it to second. And the Reds turn a 4-6-3. Bottom of the order for Cincinnati. We're expecting Tyler Clippard. The Nats lead 3-0. PNC Bank for the achiever in you. And by your local D.C. area Land Rover retailers. Visit DCAreaLandRover.com for special lease and finance offers. Beautiful in the Queen City today. It rained, it stopped, tarp came off, and it's been a delightful afternoon under the clouds on a day that could have been a real sizzler here.
Well, here's your AT&T fan photo we promised you earlier in the game. Some Nats fans. Looks like they're at Nats Park. Probably because of that big Nats Park sign behind them. That's Three's company. That's Janet, Chrissy, and Jack. I think Mr. Roper's actually taking the picture. And Larry is somewhere in the first base dugout.
Only a matter of time before somebody comes knocking on their door.
Yeah, nice.
We've been waiting for you, Tyler Clippard. Santiago, a pinch hitter, looks like Brian Pena, and then Billy Hamilton in the Cincinnati eighth. Santiago career 1-for-1 with a double against Tyler Clippard. Pardon me, it's going to be Ryan Ludwig hitting for Santiago here, and it's Ludwig 2-for-6 career with a home run against Tyler Clippard. So they go right-hander with power as opposed to the switch hitting shortstop. Maybe trying to negate the changeup. He bolts a 92 fastball right in there.
Clipper throws a changeup to whoever, right, left, doesn't matter. So that's not the deal. He's just trying to go with a better hitter, get something going right here. And you never know with Santiago, he might be having concussion-like symptoms after his head.
True.
Whiplash on that play early in the game.
Right in on the hands of Ludwig. Espinosa broke back and had to come in. Who expects a strong guy like Ryan Ludwig to pop one up like that?
Yeah, ball's not carrying it right today. And Danny Espinosa did what a lot of guys would do. He thought that ball was hit behind him, and if that ball hits the ground, it's a base hit.
Next up, Brian Pena. One career at bat against Clippard, a base on balls. Pena got the big hit yesterday. Batting right-handed. One out, single in the fifth that drove in Chris Heisey, who had doubled and stolen third.
It's so funny now when Tyler Clippard comes in the game. I'm hoping he gets to 2 strikes so I can see the split.
That ball flared right field side and a couple of feet foul.
I mean, yeah, you want to be economical and get some early outs, but that split has become such a deadly out pitch for Clippard. And just to see what it's going to do, it's been fun to watch the development of what I think is his new best pitch.
That ball rocked into right on a 92 fastball, and Brian Pena is going to have to stop at first. Worth a good job to get to it, and a one hopper to Desmond keeps the double play in order here in the 8th inning.
I can just hear
although the double play is going to be hard to get.
I can just hear Reds fans saying right now, why didn't Pena start? But he's a guy that Brian Price has hit as high as 3rd lately, trying to change up the order. He moved Todd Frazier recently to 2nd in the order. And Pena, for the first time in his career, hit 3rd.
He's the only, FP, he's the only Red who has more than 2 hits this whole weekend. There's Billy Hamilton. Ground ball. You'd be happy to have either one retired here. Anything to keep the tying run out of the batter's box with 5 outs to go.
He has 1 ground into double play this year.
That must have been a one hopper right at somebody. 80 on the changeup. Hamilton flexed his knees and watched it all the way in.
Well, this is paint right here with the changeup at 80 miles an hour. Good frame by Lobaton to get the call. And you would think it's split time for Tyler Clippard. Now they're going fastball in. They're going for some jammage.
Nats by 3. 1 on, 1 out. Reaching out, guiding it out of play.
The way you turn a double play of Billy Hamilton is if he hits it right to LaRoche, you step on the bag and they get Pena in a rundown. That's really the only way, unless it's just a one-hop rocket. But he's fighting Tyler Clippard right now, all spread out, just try to put the ball in play.
Counts even, 2-2. What a changeup. 81. Bat seemingly in slow motion as it went through the zone.
Well, Billy Hamilton just got a taste of the invisible right here from Tyler Clippard. The disappearing changeup way out in front of it. That might have to do with some of the fastballs that Clippard showed him on the inner half. Watch the front shoulder fly out of there, and Hamilton can't put it in play. Big strikeout.
Skip Schumacher now with 2 outs. Trying to do whatever he can to get aboard for Todd Frazier. Clippard retired him Friday night. Schumacher 0 for 5 career against Tyler. Shows him first pitch, 92, strike 1.
Almost an all-star pitch right there. Hey, from time to time he'll throw that curveball slip out of his hands. You saw it in the all-star game. Good take by Schumacher. You know, I don't know anything about gripping pitches, Kurt, but to me it would seem like the split would be the one that would squirt out of there and maybe miss high. But for Clippard, it's always been that curveball.
Trying to pull down on that shade.
Right.
2-1 with 2 outs. Then Tyler misses. 3-1.
Big pitch coming.
And Schumacher, the guy you pretty much have to challenge right here. You've got Frazier on deck, potential tying run, and a man with 1 home run this year in the batter's box.
Perfect 91 at the knees.
3-2.
Well, I like what Skip Schumacher did right there. He was taking all the way, trying to get on for Todd Frazier. It's good baseball.
Three-two pitch, runner on the move.
Yeah, I know as soon as I say this, he'll probably go with a changeup, but I don't think you have to trick Schumacher right here. Just throw him your fastball, and like you said, if he hits it, he hits it.
Pitches this inning for Tyler Clippard, and a long AB for Skip Schumacher here. Goes with the heater. Desmond up the middle, bobbles, a chance, still got him at first. Sometimes the great arm makes up for a few things, and Ian Desmond had the gun to finish it off.
Well, he went a long way for this, and there was a little bobble at the end, but the ball was hit right on the screws by Skip Schumacher. Ian Desmond, great play to stay with this ball. I mean, that's just all athletic ability by the Nats shortstop staying with this. Look at the concentration.
One three-game series, Marlins Park. Jordan Zimmerman, 5-3 in 14 career starts against Miami. He's 6-5. Nathan Eovaldi can bring it, but he's only 5-6 with a 4.20 ERA and 1-4 over 6 earned runs a game over his last 8 starts. Johnny and Ray, 6:30 Nats Extra tomorrow night. Well, the formula similar to Friday night. Starter goes 7, Clippard the 8th, Soriano the 9th. Zach Cozart takes over at shortstop for the Reds here. And this call to the bullpen packaged by the UPS Store, your one-stop shop for all your small business needs. Let us handle your mailbox service needs. We love logistics. Carlos Contreras, scoreless 9th inning with a pair of strikeouts on Desmond and Harper here Friday night.
I'll tell you what, the Nats have done a nice job today getting the 3rd out with a potential home run and a tying home run on deck. They did it in the 6th, and they just did it in the 8th. That great play by Anthony Rendon to keep Jay Bruce from hitting with 2 guys on. And then the great play by Ian Desmond right there to keep Todd Frazier from coming up representing the tying run.
Danny Espinosa, big hit today. Nats didn't have a hit in their first 4 innings, and he led off the 5th with a flare to center field that dropped in. He was the man who scored when Worth walked, and then LaRoche drove in 2 more. Danny lines it right at Schumacher, 1 out.
And fans, you can follow every Nats game with MLB.com app on your favorite mobile phone or tablet. Get live look-ins, instant replays, scores, stats, audio, and free MLB.TV game of the day and more. Download on the App Store. Visit Nationals.com.
Jose Lobaton next.
Espinosa with 3 good at-bats today. He got robbed his last time up. Schumacher went to his left and then hit a line drive to Schumacher. He could have very easily, with any luck, been 3 for today.
Counts even, 1-1. Nate McLeod for Clippard next. Tyler just had a 21 pitch, 15 strike, 8th inning. Nasty from Contreras. Rafael Soriano, 24th save of the year here Friday night. .94, just missing. Strike 3. Lobaton couldn't stop.
All right, folks, remember our Washington, D.C. Lexus dealers are donating $250 to the Children's National Medical Center for every home run a Nats player hits this season, so keep them coming. It's for a wonderful cause. Lexus, the pursuit of perfection. I'm being told that never in a 3-game series here at Great American Ballpark has there not been a home run. And that's the case as we stand right now.
This is Nate McLeod's first at bat this series. And a good fastball around the knees, 1 ball, 1 strike. By the way, 3-4-5 for the Reds in the 9th.
You know, Nate was talking about how he's never not played this much. The other day we had a nice little chat on the bench, and he gets caught in between of pinch hitters are supposed to swing at the first fastball they see and getting deep into an at-bat. And historically, he's a guy that likes to see a lot of pitches and get into a count. And he said, you know, coming up now, he's just going to treat it like any other at-bat. That's so easy to say, so hard to do when you have one at-bat that determines your whole day.
Yeah.
But as you see right now, he's just treating this like another at-bat. He said there's been times when he's been too aggressive early in the count because that's what, quote, pinch hitters are supposed to do.
Foul tip, 3-2. To his right, Schumacher. High throw. McLeod beats it. Speed, putting pressure, and they're going to give Skip Schumacher his 2nd error of the day.
Well, he went a long way for this ball up the middle, and you're wondering were they going to give Nate McLeod the hit. Backhand play, stands up, kind of a sidearm sling right there from Schumacher. And it takes Hanahan off the base, and I guess the only question is, would a good throw have gotten Nate McLeod? If the answer is no, he would have beat it, then it's a hit. If the answer is yes, then you give the error, and that's what they did.
There's Denard Span, 0 for 1, 3 walks, a run scored today. He had walked 30 times in 101 games. And the Reds couldn't throw enough strikes to him 3 times today.
He's eyeballing him. we get a free base runner with 2 outs. You think the inning's going to be over. It's a guy like McLeod. You would think that the steal is going to be on here soon.
Yeah, nothing to lose. Nate 4 for 5 this year. That'll advance the runner. Span squared around. Pulled the bat back. Mesoraco missed it. And a big run's in scoring position here. We're going to give a pass ball to Mesoraco.
Yeah, all the way. Should have had that. Maybe Denard Span squaring around a bunt had something to do with that, but a free 90 feet and a chance to take a 4-run lead instead of a 3-run lead. And 4 is the magic number.
Denard has an RBI in this series. That came Friday night. And an easy take for him, 3-0. In less than an hour, the Braves get underway. Mike Minor, Eric Stoltz for San Diego. The Nats could lead by 2 when Atlanta takes the field. Contreras with a fastball that just gets the outside corner.
Span walked 4 times once before in 2010 against the Red Sox. But I'm sure he'd love a base hit right here.
So 4 times against the Red Sox. 3 so far against the former Red Stockings. 3-2.
Yeah.
4 years apart, he walks 4 times in a game. Now a big spot for Anthony Rendon, who's had an interesting day. He's walked, reached on an error, been hit by a pitch, scored a run, and lined really hard into an outfield double play.
Yeah, that play he made at third base too might be the play of the game. It kept Jay Bruce from hitting with 2 guys on.
Absolutely. Ended the 6th inning with Schumacher aboard. Rendon, first pitch swinging. It's over the Reds dugout, out of play.
So Denard Span's on base percentage updated, .344. A lot of people around town saying he doesn't have a high enough on base percentage. I think he's doing just fine.
Anthony Rendon thought he could reach it. That was 96 cutting away. Now the battle's on. 0-2. I mean, this target was downriver, and Rendon able to reach it to foul it away.
So you would think Matt Williams has somebody else up if it's not a save situation for Soriano in the bullpen. He rarely brings in Rafael with a 4-run lead, and they see the bear getting loose, Aaron Barrett, in case there's a base hit and a run scored. Just tossing lightly. And he knows if there's a base hit, he's going to have plenty of time to get loose. The only thing you have to guard against, if there's a base hit and maybe a trail runner getting thrown out, and you're right into the ball game.
0-2 again. Rendon stays with it, fouls it away. The Nationals have drawn 6 walks today. There's been a hit batter. So the Reds have given them way too many free base runners, most of that by Matt Latos, who walked in the first run after a hit batter. And then LaRoche got him for the 2-run single. Rendon, ball flirting with the right field line. First row of the seats.
Gonna talk it over right here. And it's always dangerous when you throw Rendon anything away with 2 strikes. He just has that late flick of his bat. He gets his foot down early, makes that 2-strike adjustment. At times he has trouble getting that fastball in late in a count if you throw it right at his hands.
He has swung at every pitch in this at bat.
He's not letting Devin Mesoraco catch a ball. He's made up his mind.
This is a 26-pitch inning for Carlos Contreras. And Rendon finally gets one fair. Down the line, scoring is McLeod. Span to third. The Nationals lead 4-0. One of the best at bats by Anthony Rendon recently. RBI number 56. And that follows the 2-out error and the walk.
Yeah, 2-out error, costly for the Reds. 3-run lead turns into a 4-run lead. And what an at-bat by Anthony Rendon. They keep trying him away. You know he's going to flick one out there sooner or later. Not one of those pitches on the inner half from Contreras, and he finally pays the price. Rendon with a nice piece of hit with 2 strikes. And a little 2-out rally courtesy of Skip Schumacher for the Nats here in the 9th.
Got to bring in Jason Worth, who's 0 for 3 with an RBI walk.
Nats are 47-4 when they score 4 runs or more.
They've outscored the Reds in this series 8-2. There are some series in this ballpark where that's the score by the 5th inning of the first game. It's been a pitcher's weekend here. But the Nats have had some timely hitting today. They've got 4 runs on just 5 hits.
Great at bat.
It's like you say all the time, that's where the 300 hitters live over there. It's only a matter of time before he does that.
But if you never show me anything on the inner half to keep me from leaning out over, I shouldn't even put myself in there. It's just kind of figuratively speaking. But Anthony Rendon's case, you just keep leaning out there and you're good enough to finally get one fair. I can't believe they didn't make him move his feet with anything on the inner half and just kept going out there, going out there, going out there.
And Jason Worth with a good take, 3-1.
Well, there's never been a series without a home run in this ballpark. And the stage is set right here.
And Worth on a pitch to the outside edge. Cincinnati defense standing around forever. This is a lot like that 5th inning when the Nationals scored 3 runs. 3-2. Worth had a big time rip. No longer a safe situation, so the bottom of the 9th will belong to Aaron Barrett.
Aaron Barrett, standoff champion. That'll be the first time, well, second time he takes them out as a champ.
Who has not pitched since Wednesday in Colorado.
It's so funny after that, all the guys on the bus going to the airport were looking at the MLB.com video of the standoff and get on the airplane, and Aaron Barrett looked like a 12-year-old kid sitting there with smiles across his face.
Worth will strike out. Fastball in there. The Nats will pick up an unearned run in the top of the 9th. That will give them a 4-run cushion in a ballpark where you like to have that. Not one of his greatest outings of the year, but a couple of hours before that, it was one of the most interesting things we've seen in, well, forever.
Well, it's the greatest thing that's happened all year. I mean, Barnes and Barrett going at the good old-fashioned standoff, and how much play did this get on all the highlight reels? You see the oxygen give it to Aaron Barrett. I don't know if we showed that the first time, but that was a classic by Jerry Blevins.
Barnes wanted to go rock, paper, scissors. Aaron ignored him, and then when the home plate umpire, Paul Emmel, told Barnes, either leave or I'll make you leave, Barrett becomes the champ.
He said, if you're out here for a pitch, you're ejected. So Barnes left, and Barrett won. And I absolutely lost it when I saw the elbow guard, the helmet, the sunglasses on. That was great stuff. And now Aaron Barrett's.
You know, you guys are so creative, you players, when it comes to you talk about making something out of not a whole lot, and then it turned into a whole lot, didn't it?
Well, it's supposed to be fun, like you said earlier in the game. It's a fun game. Sometimes you lose track at that at the highest level with the intensity of having to win on a daily basis.
Don Frazier 1 for 1 against Aaron Barrett in the game earlier this year in D.C. First pitch fastball outside. Barrett pitched a scoreless 2-hit 13th inning in that game on May 19th, eventually won by the Reds 4-3 in 15, and now he's missed with a couple of fastballs.
And he was the hero in the last Doug Fister start. He came in with the bases loaded, 2 outs, and I believe he struck out Barnes, the guy that he had the standoff with a slider in the dirt.
2-1. Well hit on a hop to Jason Worth. And then the Reds would need one more base runner to make this a safe situation, so Soriano could be back up in a hurry.
Yeah, he's not completely mentally shut down in the bullpen right now, and he knows that. Just toss it lightly in case he has to come into the game.
Reds have one hit in each of the last 4 innings. Nats have kept them from putting anything together. Here's Jay Bruce. And he goes up hacking, facing Barrett for the first time. Another hit.
Well, I think Matt Williams is going to get Aaron Barrett. I don't think he's going to take a chance. Big game, wants to win 2 out of 3. He's on the bottom step with his hands on his hips, and he's coming out. Huh?
One more step he took.
Yeah, he took one more step. There he goes. That's it. Gave Barrett a chance to get the 27th out, and he couldn't get one here in the 9th, and now he's going to his closer.
So 2 on, nobody out. It is save time now for Soriano. Middle of the order for the Reds really has put hits together in this series. Now Friday night, Soriano gave up a ground rule double to Devin Mesoraco that drove in the Reds' only run. He had struck out Frazier, walked Ludwig, struck out Bruce. Mesoraco made it interesting before Brian Pena popped out to tie the game. So here's another Soriano-Mesoraco matchup. 1-for-3 career is the Reds catcher against the Nats closer.
As always, the key for Soriano, command in the slider. And that's it right there at 85 miles an hour.
Wow. Everybody on the Nats club froze on a perfect pitch called ball 1.
I didn't even look. I thought it was strike. I just assumed that was strike 1.
Lobaton caught the ball and couldn't believe it. That was a swing on a fastball up.
Look at the first pitch on pitch track here. That's a strike. Second pitch, a ball, so I guess you call it even. But that slider's a key. It's a pitch he's thrown 30% of the time this year.
And that ball is hammered to left center. It'll one-hop the wall. The Reds will score 2 runs to make it a 4-2 game. How big does that run look in the top of the 9th now? And those are both charged to Aaron Barrett.
Now that was a slider. It was a cement mixer. Didn't do anything. And Mesoraco, like you said, Carpo, had a good swing off Soriano the other day. Goes shopping at the gap for 2 runs and makes a 4-0 game, 4-2. And if I was the Reds broadcaster right now, I'd say game on.
Jack Hanahan, 1 for 2 career against Soriano. Well, that first call on that first pitch changed everything. Soriano probably buries a slider if it's 0-2.
It was a good trip by Jose Lobaton to go talk to Soriano after the double, and I think Soriano's still a little steaming after he didn't get that strike 1 call. Lobaton went out, calmed him down, said, "Hey, we're all right." I mean, just make your pitches.
Hanahan, first day back in the big leagues after the shoulder surgery. He's hit 29 career home runs in parts of 7 years with Detroit, Oakland, Seattle, and Cincinnati. Cleveland as well.
Talk about reading swings and how Soriano does that right now. If he's doing that, Hanahan's not getting to the fastball in. Doesn't mean you throw it for a strike in there, because you're heading the count 1-2. If you're going in, miss off the plate, and you got a chance right here.
Two Nationals. Tying run, batter's box, Jack Hanahan. And a 1-2 pitch.
Soriano not happy with the pitch. He tried to get it in. He showed some frustration at the location after Hanahan fouled it off.
Swing and a miss. He buried the slider down and in. Lobaton throws out Hanahan. Runner stays at second, 1 out.
Yeah, it was either a really hard slider at 87 or the cut fastball. But either way, it's effective as it goes right under the hands of Hanahan. Like I said, he's reading swings. He went off the plate in. It's good execution. Nicely done.
Here's Donald Lutz, the rookie. 0 for 2, walk first time up. He was the last batter Doug Fister faced back in the 7th. No chance to get to that 91 upstairs.
Well, that's that tailing fastball we talked about last time from Soriano that you don't see very often in one of his save opportunities. Talked to Steve McCaddy about it. He said, you know, he's watching swings and he can make the ball run if he wants to. And I like that pitch added to his arsenal. Something going the other way. Everything goes one way when you're facing Soriano.
Pitcher spot due up next for the Reds. They made a double switch last inning. Cozart batting ninth, playing short. And so there's a pinch hitter waiting as Lutz surveys the situation here. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Right-handed hitting outfielder Chris Heisey. Two runs in, a man at second, 1 out. And a very important now 2-2 pitch. The ball stays fair. LaRoche has it, 2 down. Mesoraco over to third base. That thing hugging the line all the way. And Chris Heisey now will be the pinch hitter.
Well, that's good location by Soriano, and it's what we're talking about. If you're going to go in off the plate. And this is actually a bad location mistake. You look where Lobitone's set up. He pulls it all the way across to the other side of the plate, but it was a ball. And Lutz couldn't get to it. It worked nicely for Soriano.
Chris Heisey, career 0 for 1 against Soriano in this series. 1 for 4 with a double. Last night he scored the Reds' only run. I mean, that pitch 3 hours ago, a strike.
But you can't let it affect you.
Right?
There's nothing you can do about it now. You got to get a big out for your club to win a game.
Soriano staying away from a right-hander who's hit 4 home runs this year. .91.
Well, he's trying. That was from the heels, and that was I'm going to tie the ball game swing. The target by Lobitone, and it was right down the middle, and I think Heisey tied himself up with too big a swing, actually slowed himself down.
Tyler Clippard had a 21-pitch 8th inning. Aaron Barrett threw 6 pitches this inning, gave up 2 hits. And now Soriano having a long one as well. Pitch number 17 coming here. 89. Just took a little bit off the fastball. I mean, he doesn't really throw a changeup.
Might have been a cutter that didn't cut. But the way Heisey swung at that, it looked like it was 189.
Two now. And a high fly ball to left. Harper is under it. Span calls him off, and the Nats win the series.
Don't scare me like that.
I didn't throw the pitch.
Well, I lost it in the sky, and I didn't see where it was.
Well, that was a long 9th inning, ladies and gentlemen. The top half and the bottom half. And the Nats hold on to win it. They split the season series with the Reds. They win this weekend series. And Doug Fister joins Tanner Roark as a 10-game winner. Had it all the way, right? Now it's on to Miami. Nats win it 4-2. For FP and Dan, Bob Carpenter, hope you enjoyed 3 hours and 18 minutes of baseball today. Tomorrow night, 3-game series underway at Miami. Nats Extra 6:30. This has been a Masson presentation. Johnny and Ray straight ahead with a long story to tell from Cincinnati. See you